What's up, bitches? It's the Comic Raider, and welcome back to the low grades. Yo. Yeah, I'm here. How are you all? I hope you're good. I'm gonna try and figure out this Instagram thing here. So this is probably not gonna go well, but let's see how it is. Let's go ahead while I do this and address the elephant in the room here. Yes, I am running solo dolo right now. Our boy Robert is doing a family function. So he's got some shit to take care of. So I am here. I will drop a link here in a minute. I'm just going to hopefully figure out this Instagram Live thing and not screw it up. Let's see. Stream's already live. Boom. All right. And go live. Maybe. Go live. Okay, I think we're live on Instagram. One of y'all, if you don't mind, you can let me know that. I'd appreciate it. You the best. Thank you. So let's go ahead and say what's up to the chat here. What is going on, everybody? So first up, we got Lady Fantastic Caroline. What is going on? Playing Fortnite? Okay. I see you. What's up, Phil? Speaking of Fortnite, she was totally dodging me the other day, but it is what it is. Marcus, I was not backstage. I'm actually relatively on time, considering that I'm by myself. Usually I'm much later than this. But what is going on, connoisseurs? What it do? My man Steve is also in the house. What is up, Steve? What up, SD? Hello, Inja. It is not going to go well. Thank you. I appreciate the vote of confidence here. I don't need help. Okay. What is going on, Rick? I am live. Thank you. Appreciate it. My man SD always coming through for me. So, we got some shit to talk about, I guess. Let me go ahead and I will drop the link. Don't ever say that I never do this. What is going on, Callie? All right. Boom. If any of y'all want to join, feel free. Let's see. My week. Did I take notes? Probably not. I don't think I did anything this week. Nothing that is of fun. Let's see. Oh shit. All right, I spoke way too soon. Let me rewind 30 seconds. Yesterday was my wife's birthday. It was a great, amazing day. Happy birthday to the wife. So we went to a new restaurant for us. It was called the Boathouse. It's kind of like not super fancy, but a little bougie. And there's a little bit of a like a little man-made lake thing. I posted it in my story. But anyways, good food, beautiful view. And yeah, that was cool. That's then we went to Target, kids stuff. We just, had to pick up some stuff. But yeah, so shout out to her. Happy birthday. Let's see. Do any of you know any Python? I've not taken a Python class. So that's going to be a no, Rick. Callie, how many dogs? That's a good question. I did not keep count, but you know what? I'll tell you this right now. I just got home from work, like literally. So the wife, again, shout out to her, made some mac and cheese and hot dogs. So I'm about to have some dogs right now. Things are looking good. So whatever that count was is now added. Thank you. Shout out. Happy birthday to your son too, bro. But yeah. Let me see. Other than that, I guess nothing major. No other big news going on for me this week. I got some pickups to show off later, but we'll get into that. I do want to get into Jim Boy's Tacos. You know, that's the thing that's only up by you. I don't really have those down here, even though we're not that far from each other. We don't have those, so I'm a little jealous right now. I've only had it one time. It was really good, though. Hetty, my man, what's going on, dude? You know, Hetty, I actually want to have a real conversation about X-Men 97. So, you know, if you're free and feeling funky and want to hop on, we can talk X-Men 97 because I definitely have to discuss that today. If y'all haven't seen it and don't want like super spoilers, that's totally fine. Just let me know in the comments that you haven't watched it. I'll try not to do like spoilers, but there is still some things that I think we could talk about. I'm excited for that though. Let's see. We also had NFL schedule come out. You know, for those who care about football, for me, the draft and the release of the schedule just means that football's coming soon, and I can't wait for that. Whoa. I didn't ask personal invites except for Hetty right now. Okay, I did send the link. Actually, I didn't even pin it, so hold on, let me pin that. So Inja, if you would love to come on and talk about anime and manga stuff, like you can do that. I will have nothing to contribute to that conversation, but you know, I'm there. Callie, I know you've been watching it. You've been definitely in the chats letting us know what's going on. Please don't hate me, Inja. Please feel free to come on. Actually, Inja, I would love to hear about you going to your little convention that you went to. So if you want to hop on, please do. I would love to talk about that. I want to thank Bo so much. I hope he does like you know, like cons or something. You know, just kind of gets out and about and you know, meets everybody. That would be awesome. I am sad to see it end too. Okay, Angie, you want to talk about X-Men too? Then that's fine. We can talk X-Men, anime, manga. We can talk about your con. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Trying to get tickets to the Bears in Santa Clara in December. You're a Bears fan? I didn't know you were a Bears fan. Okay. That would be cool. I don't know if you've been to the Santa Clara Stadium. It's okay. There's a good spot, a good side to sit on, and a bad side. There's a side that is just covered in the sun, and it's awful. I sat there one time for preseason. Terrible. You were always my first, Inja, okay? I just assumed that when I said, hey, everybody, come on, that, like, you knew that you were number one on my mind to come on. So that's why I didn't say it. I apologize for not being clear on that. I did get the X-Men 97 comic. I actually showed off. Actually, we could do that. I want to talk some new comic book day reads and stuff like that. I don't know where the hell the book is, but I did show off one of the covers that I got, one of the variants. That was pretty dope. So yes, I did get it. I read issue number 1. To be honest with you, couldn't tell you what it was about. So I guess that means it wasn't that memorable, or my memory is shit. It is what it is. But yeah, I did enjoy it when I was reading it. Rick, yes, you can. I have not seen it, so I'll let you just handle that. Okay? She does deserve better. I'm sorry. What is up, Katie? Appreciate you being here. Man's Best is one of my new favorite reads. I don't know what that is. So, yeah. All right, so I mean, since everybody's since not everybody, but let's do something that I don't really do on this channel, but I read a couple things that I would like to discuss and talk about here. So let's do that. Let's see. Let's go with this super dope cover here. I read this one. It was good. It was like Wolverine and Deadpool kind of go after. They don't know that they're both going after the same guy, and then they end up going after the same guy. And then Deadpool ends up becoming kind of upgraded and enhanced, and so they're going to have their own battle, which is going to be very crazy. Speaking of crazy, my man Hetty in the house.
Ha-na-na-na-na-na-na.
First off, we have an echo. Second, you gotta turn your camera sideways. You know the rules.
Oh,
You know the rules.
I'm in the mix like a
You
blender.
are, and you sound good now. How you doing, my brother?
Just laugh, lovely, as Mac Dre would say.
Oh shit! I see the chat going. I'm sorry.
Just
Show us.
out here chilling is my business,
Show us what?
and business is good.
Hell yeah. Playing Fortnite too much. I just got back into Fortnite again. For anyone who's playing, let me know. SD, that sounds fun. Is that the same one that Robert's going to? Because he
We
mentioned
all
being.
going tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah, we're gonna be throwing down for the little mini con, which is surprisingly a better lineup than that WonderCon we went to a couple months ago.
WonderCon's so bad. I haven't seen the lineup for yours, but I saw like what was it? Phoenix. I went to Phoenix. I think we talked about it last week on the show, but I went to Phoenix a couple years ago with Robert and Ross and stuff. And that lineup for this year just blows WonderCon out the water from both creator and like entertainment type stuff. Like it's just insane.
Well, I can promise you this: you're gonna need some toilet paper because we're gonna get shitty tomorrow. The entire fucking squad from Marvel, from X-Men '97 will be there. Rogue's voice,
Are they really?
Gambit's voice, Magneto's voice, the old Jubilee. Like you go down the list, all the voice actors will be there. They got a panel for X-Men '97.
Oh,
Isn't this
I
a
know
great
you're gonna
time to
watch
be
that.
alive? If you're a mutant nerd, it is a great time to be alive.
Bye. What is up, Perry? Where'd he go? Here we go. What's going on, Perry Comics? No, that's dope, dude. I wish I could sit in on that panel, especially like now that it's over. That's like perfect time to have done. You know, now they can talk about everything. They can talk about the whole season, and that's cool.
Yeah, I've been holding back because I know a lot of the fiends have not partaken in the whole season. Like everybody's about through that halfway mark. But man,
Okay.
I wish I could go back and watch it again and have that feeling like the first time you watch it. You know, that's the feeling I get from this. Like when you have a great movie, one of your favorite movies, and you're like, man, I wish I could forget that and watch it over. That's the way I look at this. And I might have been the dude overhyping it, but I think anyone who followed up after some of those like reviews and recommendations, I think everybody would say that MCU's in good hands if they follow some of that strategy that X-Men '97 took. I think
100%.
the only variable is like what did Bo DeMayo do to get fired as
My
the director?
understanding from what I've seen is just that he has an OnlyFans, which from comments that I've seen on Twitter is that it's not even like a super explicit one anyways. I think regardless, I don't give a fuck if he has an OnlyFans or not. If he makes a quality product like that, I'm not going to say like get away with murder, but I don't care what he does. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if he's got an OnlyFans and whatever he's doing on there. Like, it doesn't
Disney's
matter.
too woke for OnlyFans? Nah, it's got to be
just,
something more than that, right?
I don't know. Katie, I want to get on this real quick. I have been playing Fortnite for a few years. It's just been on and off. And I've been off for a very long time. So I just got back because Caroline's back into it now. My boys in the squad have been playing forever. So I'm finally just joining them. So yeah, I'm a little behind there.
What's your favorite skin, man?
So I have two accounts. I have a Switch account, which technically isn't mine. I'm borrowing it. I'm someone else made the Fortnite, so it's their Epic account technically. On that one though, I have two different Batman skins, Captain America, Silver Surfer, and I really like all of those to be honest. And then on my account that I'm playing on my PC, I only have Boba Fett, but that's still dope. So I'll take that. But so I don't know. I mean, the Batman ones are nice. But there is something about like being Captain America, like it just does kind of fit with him having the gun and just running around, like it just makes sense. You know, Batman is a little out of place there, but
It don't make sense when you see the Star Wars guys running around doing force chokes and shit. I'm just not feeling that.
But yeah, and then circumstances. So I know a lot of people are very excited to have NCAA back. I will admit, I love Madden. I play the shit out of Madden. I've been now that I'm done with school, I've been addicted to Madden, but never got into NCAA. And I do watch college football, but as far as playing the game, I just never got into it. So I don't know that this year would be the one that I try. I don't know yet, but we'll see.
The option play makes those games all so worth it. That's just something you can't get with Madden, bro.
Okay, so have you been missing? You've been missing NCAA then?
Dude, all I'm saying is anytime you played an old school college game, it has been years since I played that. But to insert the option play into a video game is deadly.
What's going on, my brother Arrow?
Arrow wants me to pass him a bowl. Oh man, he was talking about mac and cheese. I got all excited for a second.
Rob says, as a non-mutant guy, I thought it was good, but not necessarily as hyped up as everyone else seems to be. Okay. Damn, I'm a little behind now.
Man, you drop common loot, whatever.
NCAA 25 over Madden. Okay. I don't know. I see you on this here. What is this? They always limit everything in the old cartoons, powers, emotions. This shows on steroids. This right here, I don't know if I can pin this because then it's gonna erase the link, but this right here is pretty much how I feel. So let's go ahead and make a little banner here, and we'll put minor X-Men 97. All right, so let's try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible. But let's go ahead and talk this X-Men 97.
Callie hit it on the head right there, though, too. But it was the freedom of being able to tell the stories without having to nerf characters, nerf plot lines, nerf just the whole understanding of what the X-Men universe was. It felt like they had way more freedom to build on the same world and the same universe, but just with way more. It felt like real world consequences, right? Like old X-Men 92, it was fun, but it didn't feel like it affected you or anything. This, man, watching that Genosha episode, I mean, people were shook, like on a political level. People were torn about the insurrection scenes from episode 2. Episode 2, probably possibly one of the best episodes in the entire show. And I mean, people could argue the Genosha episode was, but man, the political undertones that were involved in that was, at the very least, a conversation starter.
It's definitely not a kid's show. There are kids that will watch it. I've been watching it. My kids give zero fucks. But I love it. I do think it is definitely it was made for us who watched it when it was out in 92 and have grown up. And so this was a grown up version of the show. Would you say, I know we're one season in, would you say it's better than original series?
I'm gonna let the comment section touch on that before I go into a rant.
I would say it is, but that's me. Yeah, it was definitely a kid's show. I would say it is. I love the fact. Now, I will go ahead and say, I'm glad that you're on here because you're the resident. I'm an X-Men fan. You are an X-Men fanatic or
the lore, man.
Connoisseur. You are on another level. So for me, as a casual X-Men fan, I enjoyed every bit of it. I loved how, like we've touched on, the way that the powers were all expressed and shown in just full on. And every character got their shine. It may have been small for some, but every character, it felt like, got to show, like, their true power potential, or at least a pretty darn close version to it. They all went off. I'm a huge Cyclops fan. Cyclops is my favorite. I really loved him in this series. I thought that he was just the man. And then
Much needed props, dude.
yeah, and everything, the way he talked, acted, he's still that leader, he's still, having to deal with that. But like his optic blast and the way that it evolved depending on his level of anger and how much he really wanted to go at it. I think of like the very last episode when he's just like, don't mess with my family again, and then it just unleashed.
As he yells, the optic blast gave out a burst as he screamed. Like just little things like that
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't translate from the comic book, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you could draw power sets in comics all day, but it doesn't translate to animation as well as this did. And the way that this did, look at the move Cyclops did in the first episode when he first introduces himself to Sunspot, and he just moves across the ground by shooting the beam at the ground and
Mm-hmm.
slides. Never done in the comic. Never done. We're talking about moves that weren't even done in video games, and those guys were trying to figure out real world animation on how to make
Mm-hmm.
their power sets work. You look at the way they did Morph. People are still arguing over whether or not Morph should have the ability to change his size and take on the Juggernaut. People don't understand that when he takes on the Juggernaut, he's just taking on his size. When you take on that size, you're getting a little bit of fucking power with it too. So of course you're gonna go flying through a wall. When he changes into Hulk, spoiler alert, Morph changes into Hulk and says, Morph smash. That's not Morph's energy. If you look around him at the time, he's covered in a blue aura. Who's
Mm-hmm.
that? That's Jean Grey. Jean Grey is giving him superhuman strength to smash through the Sentinel. You just go throw Morph's body at anything, he's going to splat. But those power set, the way that they highlighted extra ways to use their powers, man, you never seen Jubilee skate around like she was on ice skates using her powers. And
Mm-hmm.
the way they limited them too. They said, like, look, we're showing you new things, but there was times where Jubilee tried to use her powers to fly over a building, and it was just like, nah, you don't do that. You can't do that. And people are still learning their powers, and I love that part of it. It showed there were pluses and minuses to learning your power too early.
I agree. And I mean, even she had her little moment in the last episode where, after he says, what are you going to 4th of July me? And she messed up his
She
face
wrecks his
more
fucking
than
face.
anybody else did. So that was awesome. Mike, your boy just got home from work. So this is my dinner. Okay. So yes, I am hungry. He ran as fast as quick. He did. He hit back and forth multiple times, with Quicksilver's ability there. So,
but it's not like the Flash where he's slowing down. He has a time speed. Morph has the ability to take physical characteristics. If a physical characteristic is speed, he's able to do that. When he took on Psylocke shape, he took Psylocke shape and had agility. It takes on their form ability, not necessarily their mutant power.
we were talking about Jubilee for the one. Arrow. So I'll let you answer this in a minute, Hetty. So for me, I watched the original X-Men movies, of course, when they were coming out. By the end, I was so, and this is even me being younger as a kid, I was very upset with how they went, and so I was just done with X-Men movies. So to this day, I have not watched from beginning to end any of the new X-Men movies, including First Class, like all of them. I've seen bits and pieces of them all, but I've never watched them start to finish. So I will say, do I enjoy the show better than the movies that I've seen? Yes. But granted, I haven't seen that second, trilogy, whatever you want to call it. I love Logan, so I'm with you there. But what are your thoughts on this part in particular, Eddie?
Hey, so
What up, JD?
Logan could be arguably one of the best superhero movies of all time.
Facts.
So I mean that is some up there class you're putting it in with, Arrow. I don't think that's overhyped. I think that's a statement that rings true with a lot of people. There were no throwaway episodes. You could try to say that maybe like the Motendo was maybe not like that high class of an episode, but for other people that was nostalgic through the roof. And you look at old seasons, and I mean, other than One Man's Worth or a solo Wolverine episode, there was some throwaway shit they would put together in there. I mean, you could name. I'm not a hater of the Morlocks, but a lot of those Morlock episodes were fucking trash back in the day. An X-Men Christmas, get the fuck out of here. They didn't do any bullshit with any of the episodes. It all had a plot line. It all tied into a comic book in some sort. The pace was fast, I'll admit. To blow through the Inferno story in one episode, I justifiably people could complain about that if they wanted to. But the way that it was done and the moments they touched on, and Jean and Scott seeing that relationship and her cheat or him cheat on her in Madeline's mind, that is fucking straight out of the comic books. From the dialogue they said, all of that straight from Claremont's run. You couldn't ask for any more. I mean, what do you want? A 3-episode arc for Inferno when you've only got 10 episodes of the season? So I love the way that it was put together. I don't mind the fast pace. Logan, I think that's a fair statement, and I would agree with it as one of the best properties that come out of Marvel since Logan. They did my boy dirty.
I'm sorry, Diddy. Okay, so you touched on something that I gotta do a little mini rant about. So the fast-paced part, right? I agree. Here's my retort to that, or I think that, you can think of it as an excuse. For me, it's like perspective. You take a show that is highly regarded by a lot of people, and you're going to try and bring it back. You're also going to deal with nostalgia. Nostalgia is a very strong emotion and feeling for a lot of us. How many times do things get remade, and how many times do we find it hard to say that it's better than the original? Now,
nostalgia burnout.
Most of the time, it's not better than the original, but it is hard for us to admit that something is better than something that we grew up with. And that could be in any media form. Now, so you take all that into consideration. And if I'm trying to bring this show back, and I understand that, I also know how many shows get canceled every year, how many movies get canceled every year. You don't know that you've got 5 seasons of this show. You know that you've got 1 right now, right? And if you kill it, you'll get that second one. You're going to do the second one. Probably, well, I guess the second one, since they're already done filming, that was maybe kind of already in the bag. But still, if the show bombed, you could have just canceled the second season too. So my point is, you don't know how long you have. And so it would be worthless to do a 10 episode season. And like you said, spend 3 of them doing one story arc or doing this or doing that and drawing it out to try and build up something when you don't even know how long you have. So I'm okay with, we're going to do a season and we're just going to fucking go balls to the wall, go all out, cover all these different things and just make it as awesome and action-packed as we can. And hopefully people love it and it grants us more seasons, and maybe we could slow things down. I still really don't care. I also think that there's a lot of people that come from maybe, say, an anime or a manga, background, where they're used to fucking 15 years of a long-running show. I don't think we're going to get that. So I think with that perspective, I would prefer that they just give me 2 amazing seasons of X-Men than trying to draw out 5 and it gets canceled because you're going so slow, and then we, never get what we really wanted or what you were building up to do. That's just my opinion there.
And because we don't want it to get so heavy to where it becomes nostalgia burnout, where it comes like a cameo every fucking episode, or where if it doesn't have a cameo, now you're fucking let down because you didn't get, your extra mutant fix for the week. If it gets to that, you're going to see the fanboys rip this shit apart. But you see them adapting unknown previously storylines. How many people we woke up after that fucking Bastion reveal had no fucking clue about Bastion or Zero Tolerance or any of that? You all of a sudden you saw the comic
I didn't.
speculations on those books. People were going off through the roof on that shit. Same with all the Deadpool shit when that Secret War shit came out. These are things that are good for comic books. And as comic collectors and as comic enthusiasts, when a show like this it starts checking boxes, you know, there's a reason why they call it hype, you know, and there's a reason why it's cult pop culture. It, you know, it takes a mind of its own. And now we're getting a whole new generation of people enjoying X-Men, which is great. We're getting a whole new look at the figure sales right now. Marvel Legends, Hasbro's killing it right now. People are getting into figures that didn't ever get into figures. I picked up that fucking Sentinel 3 weeks before that Marvel Genosha episode happened in X-Men 97. You can't find one of those for less than $700 right now. It's fucking crazy. So what it did for toys, what it did for the culture, I mean, dare I say, you know, X-Men's back, baby. Like it's popping. It doesn't matter what they do from here, how many characters they kill. If they just knock it out in 2 seasons and do a bunch of spin-off shows and all that shit, the possibilities are endless. But let me ask you this, you know, with that X-Men success, we know what Disney loves to do. Do you want to see the return of the Spider-Man show? Do you want to see the return of the Avengers? Like, dude, that was some of the most funnest TV back in the day when you had all those shows on and Iron Man and shit. Maybe we could go without that lame Fantastic Four show, but I mean, hey, there's some potential for a mixed universe here.
This is true. So let me go ahead and bring our brother Rob up into here. What is going on, man?
To play the devil's advocate, Flavor Flav once said, "Don't believe the hype."
He's
especially when it comes to comic book purchases. Say no to FOMO.
No, for sure. Okay, so you mentioned the other show. So when I was a kid, I watched X-Men and I watched Spider-Man. I know I never saw Fantastic Four, and I maybe saw an episode of Avengers, but I don't even remember it. So would I like to see them come back? Sure. I mean, the more if it's great content, the more the better for me. But I will say, like, for me, the nostalgia would be in Spider-Man and X-Men because the other two I never did watch. So
Spider-Man is a Sony property, shared property, so you're not going to get it.
That's true.
Sony's going to milk that so hard, they're bringing that back.
They are. There's, a matter of fact, there was just an article today talking about that Sony and Amazon are still talking about, even though they killed the Silk show, they're still talking about some sort of Spider-Man show of some sort. So
they'll bring in a bunch of fucking actresses to voice them to get us all excited. Little Sydney Sweeney voicing some shit or something. Watch.
But they could. But we say that. But at the same time, as long as they go to animation, they've been doing it when it comes to animation, at least with Miles and all that. What's going on with the Into the Spider-Verse? So they have two different track records. Sony does with Spider-Man. There's the animation, which is good. And then there's live action, which is, oof.
That's a fair point. Now, Rob, have you finished the season or
of X-Men?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched the final episode of the season cliffhanger to next season. Sure. Because I'm on a lot of panels. I watched the show, even though I'm not super passionate about it, right? I was never an X-Men guy. All my X-Men, 98% of the X-Men books in my collection are my wife's books. She was a huge Claremont fan growing up, right?
You get off and bring her ass on here then.
When the 90s, she's too busy gaming right now. What are you talking about? In 92, I was getting ready to go to military school. I was, I was going to college, everything else. So I wasn't paying attention to cartoons.
What up, Antonio?
Like that show, especially one that wasn't a property that I was at that. Actually, to be perfectly honest, at that point when that show came out, I hadn't even really started my comic book journey, because I started my comic book journey late in 92 with Spider-Man 2099 #1. That was where I first began comics for me. I was a late entrant to the comics. So all that hype of that show was lost on me back in the day.
They say it skips a generation.
My
Mhm.
youngest has nothing. There's no care for it either. But I will admit, like I said, I've sat there, I watched all the episodes. I've enjoyed it. I can see where people like I'm X-Men tangent because I've never got really into the X-Men stuff. I know of the stories, and so as I'm watching it, I'm okay. They're just, and I was like, man, they're bouncing through these pretty fast. But like you guys discussed, hey, what you're trying to, whatever you're doing in this short amount of time, that's fine. So I didn't hate on it at all. I just didn't. It just didn't wasn't. I just happened to be the person that it didn't speak to directly. It tickled all my nostalgia bones because I missed out on it originally.
Who was your favorite cameo that you saw throughout the whole season? Because as not being an X-Men fan, what one really got you like, all right, fuck yeah?
I think I've always liked Sinister, but I mean, I didn't think that he was all that great in that show. But I mean, I don't know. Definitely not what's his name, the arcade game freaking episode.
Oh, Mojo, definitely
Yeah,
some questionable.
that's
Mojo
not Mojo. I was not a fan of the Mojo episode at all.
I think that might have been one of the more cringier moments of the entire series.
Yeah, I would say probably the one thing that bugged me the most throughout the whole season was I just didn't care for the way that Magnus's face was drawn and stuff. So there's something.
I'll agree with that. How do you make him look chubby and old and withered all at the same time?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was just there was something about it that just kind of like it was always off-putting to me throughout. Maybe his lips. I don't know what it was, but
definitely a little ghetto Santa Claus going on for sure.
So it was bugging me, but
That's
like
fair.
I said, it was. I didn't hate on it at all.
I could handle most stuff with Magneto, but that freaking that gala episode with Genosha when he was rubbing up on Rogue and kissing her on her neck.
Oh,
that was for me the most cringiest moment because I had like hair on the back of my neck stick up. I gotta, like when you're in the car with your grandma and a song comes on and it's a little too raunchy. That was like the feeling I got from that. Like, God damn, I probably shouldn't have 2 Live Crew on in the car with my grandma.
You walk around the corner and your parents were making out, and
it definitely felt a little weird. That there was definitely some old people moments and some woke people moments.
Yeah,
felt like a Drake moment.
No Drake moments. Let me ask you this: off of all the speculation on all the comics and every merchandise and things that have to go with the show, what do you think was a single collectible item that benefited the most on speculation and anticipation from this show?
I couldn't say because I don't track speculation stuff on that, especially in a property that I'm not into. So to me, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, I know of that. Like I know of the Forge story, and I know of this, some of the Sentinel stuff, and I know of the Wolverine getting his comeuppance at one point, and type stuff. But
I would say you mentioned it there. Like definitely the Wolverine getting his skeleton ripped out, or his adamantium ripped out.
I didn't know how far in the spoiler territory we were going, but I guess I kind of already went there when I said he got his comeuppance. How old is this dude? He said comeuppance. Yeah, no, I thought that to me that kind of bugged me because I did of it all. I did read Wolverine. I did at one point when I got into comics. I did collect Wolverine. I had originally the first 120 something issues. So I read through all that stuff with him getting his adamantium getting ripped out and everything else. And I just thought it was really kind of odd when I went from the episode prior to last when it happens to the final episode where all of a sudden it's like, okay, I get it. He's laying there, and then like in the books, he's kind of out of action. But it's like, where's all the adamantium coming out of him and stuff? It's like he's just kind of laying there now. He's kind of like, eh.
No, I think Southern Comic Geek is right. Age of Apocalypse, here we come.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about where we think this leads because, I mean, me and SD Collector talked about this one morning after an episode, and it's like they skipped over Onslaught, but it seems like they set up Onslaught at the same time, and they blasted through Inferno, but also left some key things with Sinister to finish too. And I mean, are we going to get flamboyant Sinister? Like, did you see that last moment of Sinister in that last episode? Like, that was definitely a little bit more of the weird, awkward, flamboyant, boasting Sinister, and as opposed to like the mad scientist, Dr. Frankenstein Sinister. Like, I've always enjoyed both Sinisters. I think the new way they're writing them for the Krakoan era and stuff, I feel like that's going to make a more transferable villain for on screen. I feel like that's the way they'll probably go in the MCU, is like that weird freaking, almost non-binary character. He's going to be super weird or something. But the way they wrote him in this is, it's classic Sinister, Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah, no, I definitely see, if you're gonna, where you've done right now, and you're talking about with the time displacement and everything else that's going on there, it only makes sense that if you're going to introduce Apocalypse, what are you going to do with him? To do the Age of Apocalypse storyline makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and let's talk about Young Cable in the mix too. Like, that's coming. Like, that's going to be exciting just to watch that crack off. And then fuck it, Young Apocalypse too. Sorry, spoiler alerts, y'all. Minor spoilers, but
I know I'm gonna change this thing to say Major X-Men 97.
Just put Hetty can't contain himself. Like, tomorrow when I get to Comic-Con Revolution, if anyone wants to talk X-Men 97, you're just gonna have to freaking.
You're gonna go have a coffee. You're gonna have your own panel.
Dude, I'm telling you, watch out. A bong load and a coffee, and somebody's gonna have to get their ears recalibrated. He called it Quirgy Sinister. You nailed it, right? It's either cringe as fuck to people, or it's like, oh my god, I know that guy.
Yeah, no, it was good. I'm gonna so a couple things that you had asked earlier. For cameos, for me, Daredevil. Another spoiler alert. I mean, that's one of my guys right there. So that was awesome to see. And then I kind of did a little eBay search real quick, because obviously comics are, the comic books, certain ones are kind of, I don't know if they're actually taking off, but they're definitely selling, right? Certain ones that people are chasing now. You mentioned the figures. Great point. I think I can say my target here in town, once the first wave and Wolverine was gone, I've never seen that dude since. And I never even got a chance. I've never seen it.
Impossible to find.
This is something that we've discussed on my side. I'm sorry to interrupt, Jason.
No, you're good.
How good has Cyclops been compared to how he's been portrayed a lot of times in the past? To see, even for one of the first couple of episodes where he's like free falling, they're all free falling and stuff, and he's just like, "Oh, you get everybody, I'm good," and he's like, optic blast to stop himself on the way free fall from terminal velocity and stuff, dude.
I mean, James, that's your favorite
on fire.
That's your favorite X-Men, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah. So we were talking about this before you had jumped on, Rob. That
okay.
He is my favorite. I have really enjoyed how they've portrayed him. I love it. I think that you've gotten, being a leader is not easy. And I think that they've portrayed it in a way that shows that it's not easy, but he's also not like completely an asshole, like how a lot of people just really dislike him. So you've got that. You have the emotion of him trying to, figure out everything. He's got his own personal issues,
He's flawed, and
throughout this episode, we get the whole thing with him, or this arc. We get this whole thing of him trying to come to grips with having become a dad and having to send his kid away.
Yeah,
and of course, they do, I think, some of the better job of how tore up he is with this some of the stuff with Jean and Madeline, and being the confusion that would put on somebody. To suddenly have that unpulled on you, and then just the style, which way they've been making him fight, the whole the recussion blast, it comes off of using the optic blast and being able to use it to propel himself and slide around and be more maneuverable, and so in combat and stuff, that's just been that is so well done.
Top tier.
Oh yeah. And
he went from Boy Scout to mutant jihadist.
And you have the little cool moments. You got the whole driving the Porsche, and they're like, you don't mess
with Porsche.
But also the diner scene, man, that got me. that diner scene was amazing with them, talking to Cable and, his line of like, those stories don't give my folks justice. And the whole eyes thing, showing him the eye, like it.
I should have been there. I should have been there. Fuck, that was tough.
Man, that was great. The moment he used the game move against Bastion was great too. I think they did a lot of game stuff. I think Rogue, when she was going after the tank, she did like a Marvel vs. Capcom kick that was from her move set from the game or something I saw. I actually grew to love Cyclops. There you go. I'm hoping I'm live.
We're Memorex.
Yeah, which brings me to the point of there's a lot of things I love about the show, right? I love the animation. I love the fights. We've talked about again, Cyclops and when he's doing his blast, like how amazing I think it looks on the show when he's doing it. Magneto too. Also like when he's using his powers, I think that animation is great. I will say, I love Wolverine. I love that, he was a little back seat this season, It was kind of nice to get that change. One thing I thought many times throughout, like obviously he's a beast. He's an amazing fighter. You never want to run up on Wolverine, but man, multiple times throughout the show, they would just show him come up on someone and then he jumps at him and just gets wrecked. And then right after that comes back. And I think he does it like when the girl turned android. I think he did it to her twice within like a 5-minute span. Finds her again, jumps, knocks his ass again. Like, stop jumping, okay? Stop jumping and then trying to.
He needs a new entry move.
It's not working for you, my man. But
they played the game. They see how they figure out what your pattern is.
Yeah, exactly. He is handling other Rob, I should have been like, what Rob? What other Rob?
We are. Well, he's saying we are the other Rob. I'm not sure what that is. True. We are the other Rob.
I'm sure he means where's the other Rob? And
yeah, no, but
let's
this
just
is
hope
CJ.
He's getting ready for that
CJ.
convention
He doesn't make mistakes. CJ says what he says, and he means what he means. Okay. So,
well, we are the other Rob. I'm not sure, but
question mark. Yeah,
I am the Rob.
Rob is handling some family stuff. He's good. Just has a family event to go to. So, but one of my, other than the animation, the dialogue for me,
you nailed it, bro.
The dialogue of this show has been goosebumps. I mean, Magneto's whole speech
at the UN
too, right? When he has them up on the thing and he's the whole like, don't make me let you down. Whew, fire. Then at the Met Gala, or not the Met Gala, at the gala, there's the part when he says like, she says, we don't allow terrorists or leaders to be terrorists, and he says, but you allow, he flips
so many of your leaders are terrorists.
And I just thought that was an amazing line. So just the dialogue throughout the whole show is great, but there are so many lines like that are just awesome. Great.
Straight ripped from the comic books in so many of those instances too. Like shout out to the writers that finally got their day.
Mm-hmm. This part, Wolverine and Nightcrawler, was definitely, that was amazing. That was an amazing scene. Really just, that was awesome. I love that. Also, I mean, just Nightcrawler in general, I think, was just, he was another character that for sure, like every time he talked, I'm fully locked in. Like, everything he was saying, I just loved the way he said it. I loved what he was saying.
You Americans are so dramatic.
I loved, even in that moment, like he's like protecting Rogue, and he is just, but he's doing it in such a badass way, man.
The one I like is because my wife is a huge Storm fan. Huge. And so when we were after I started watching it and she found I was on, we started watching it together, went back and rewatched it. And so like when that first arc, beginning of the arc when they're going up against the Sentinels, and she comes up on the scene for the first time, and all of a sudden when you hear like the almost panic in the Sentinels aspect when they're like all Omega
Give them the
level threat,
forecast.
Omega level threat detected. It is like kind of like an oh shit, here it comes, and she just comes out and just starts laying waste and stuff. Yeah, my wife was going nuts. She's like, yeah.
And turns the desert to glass. You don't fucking see that. Dude, that was fucking gangster. Turns the sand to glass and shreds everyone. Fuck yeah. Again, power sets that you didn't see in the comic and shit.
She was awesome. She was. I mean, yeah, everybody was. I mean,
which made it all the more heartbreaking when she gets put out of action for a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, I really liked, even that part. Like, if we're gonna talk about lulls, like, yeah, her out of action. Okay, I could say it's like, not my highlight, but her coming out of it, the whole scene of like her, like admitting, that it's her own self that's bringing her down too, and just coming out of that moment, that was amazing. I thought as well.
Ultimately, it ended up being, but I just felt that it was where they had I understand the abbreviation of arc, but it just seemed like that was just too rushed and thrown together. I wish they had been able to drag that out a little more.
And then I forgot. And then Rogue. Like, I mean, Rogue was just fucking badass throughout the whole time.
I guess I just understand the whole her and Magneto thing.
That it was true to the book, and you look at all the old movies too. They always had that scene where Magneto and Rogue had their little flair for a moment. Everyone just associates Rogue with Gambit so much because of the '90s cartoon, and when they started doing writing after that and other shit, and they had some retcons and old school stuff. Magneto and Rogue, they had that history, Savage Land, all that shit, and the way that they brushed through it and just paid a little bit of homage without getting too deep into it. I mean, that was an acceptable way to run through it as fast as they did too.
It's fair. I think power set wise, I mean, yeah, she was just beating the shit out of everybody, man. And then of course, her moment of dropping Homeboy off the building was great.
What about chucking Captain America's shield? Just yeeting his shield. Like, you go pick this up.
Storm had her Man of Steel moment. That's fair. I like that. And then this right here, I mean, yes, obviously, yes. Spawn cartoon, Spawn mood, just in general, obviously, we are waiting and waiting. Actually, there's an example right there of like, you don't know how long you got, right? You don't know how long you have to make shit, so make it the best you can. In the Cohen era, Magneto says we are gods, which was such a departure to the mythos. In X-Men 97, Xavier tells Magneto we are not gods, which I think was a poke.
Dan, that's a solid get. I mean, you just can't help but feel like the end of this series is going to go towards the Krakoan era. If they continue at this pace, we'll be there in one more fucking season.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the Krakoan stuff, so I mean, I think I read like whatever the prequel, not prequel, but the preview series. What was it? Dawn? Was it Dawn of X or something?
Dawn of X and Powers of X.
Yeah, so like I read those.
House of X and Powers of X.
Yeah. So I read whatever like that first part was, and then I fell off, and I haven't.
I'll just abbreviate it for you. Just think X-Men, but more gay and immortal now. Okay, done. Love it.
A little bit of Lord of the Flies mixed in.
Yeah, definitely the island. Yeah.
I was curious. I took a little eBay gander at like the X-Men Sega games. I would say price wise, I mean, I don't know what they were selling for before, but X-Men first game with poster, box and everything sold for $60 today. But then another one sold for $25. Then the second one sold for $75. I think that's a little up there. but I could see those games benefiting from this show too, because it's that whole nostalgia and that time frame and just all of it. I know. I mean, I have them both. I am missing the box for X-Men #2, unfortunately. So I've been wanting to get that. Now is not going to be the time. So eventually I will. But
Do me a solid and look up this 6-figure arcade player game from Konami. I bet that shit's got to be worth something now since that Jubilee episode. I couldn't pay people to get this out of my fucking house. Konami 6-player arcade. We're just all pricing things.
Is a listing. Let's see. Yeah, there is. I'm gonna go ahead and just share screen for this one. So
Damn.
Oh my.
Those are the original too. That's not like that fucking one-up knockoff cabinet.
Right. I don't know if there's any sold. I doubt.
The tricky thing is you got to find someone local pickup for that shit. You can't be shipping that shit.
Yeah.
The unit will cost you $2,000, then it costs you $2,000 to ship it, and all of a sudden, fuck, that thing ain't worth it no more.
Oh, there's your one-up version right there.
Cheap, $400. I feel like I'm gonna break that thing sitting on it.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Are they offering?
Yeah, dude, the collectible game blew up off of X-Men '97. All the first appearances of Bastion too.
Oh, stop that. What am I supposed to look up?
Even Onslaught books are getting a little boost right now.
Yeah, I think, obviously people are gonna have missed. So people miss Bastion, right? That by the time you realize that was probably happening, it was probably too late. But I think people are trying to get up on season 2 stuff for sure. And we'll see what happens there. GameCube X-Men.
Finally, all that AOA stuff could be worth something. I can sell it.
All those foil covers?
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking classic. Fucking 90s.
So, JD, X-Men Legends, for example, you can still get a couple of them for $20. Someone does want $35 for the second one, the Rise of Apocalypse one.
Arguably the more funner game.
So I would say that's not too bad. $30 is, I don't think that's bad at all. Now, sealed, yeah, we're talking, there's a sealed one for X-Men Legends, the first one for $88. But anytime you're getting into sealed games, of course. Now you can get the X-Men movie game for $5. Straight trash, I bet.
For $5.
And then there was another one called Next Dimension. Never heard of that one, but that one's in the $10 to $15 range. It looks like.
Yeah, when you start talking about games and stuff, there's so many different platforms that there are different variants. It always drives me crazy when I look at my emulator device, right? And you got 64,000 games, and you're going through it. It's like, yeah, well, 20,000 are one game, but it's just slightly different variations of it that were on different platforms, right? And it's like,
what is going on, John's Comics with Kids? What up, gang? As SB says, gang.
Marvel was licensing that out to every freaking game company. There was a game for every system in different X-Men stuff.
Back then, Marvel was not necessarily in the soundest of financial positions. That's why they licensed things like Spider-Man and stuff out to other people, was because they didn't have, they needed money to stay alive.
And they weren't even vetting things. You would see video games with really off shit, like people wearing costumes that they shouldn't be wearing, and just fools just hacking it. Now Marvel, you can't get a fucking piece released without them looking into the lore.
Disney's a different animal.
Everyone. Spider-Man, X-Men. I saw a couple of these on sale when I was looking up the X-Men #1 too.
That reminds me of Ultimate Carnage. That fucking game was so much fucking fun.
Maximum.
and you could put in the code and play as Carnage, or put in the code and play as Venom right out the get. Oh, that fucking game right there. Hours, dude. Hours.
Oh. What the hell is this? Sup, everyone. Hey, James, our boy Hetty has to head out. We got a big day tomorrow. See, unlike you, I know for a fact that Hetty can hang. So...
Sure thing, Dad. Let me get ready.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, I'm just... We'll chalk it up to X-Men 97 is fucking amazing. And can't wait for season 2. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long. Saw an article that the lady that voiced Rogue pretty much said what she was done with all her dialogue. So, you know, if we're lucky, next year maybe. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I would think that you'd have to wait till next year, right? Disney said, you know, with their Marvel pacing and stuff, and I don't know if that applied to the animation stuff, but only a certain number of shows a year.
Yeah, see, that's my, you know, that would be a concern, especially earlier. You know, Hetty, you brought up like doing Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and Avengers, and I guess I don't have faith in them that if they were to start pumping out all of them, that they'd all be good. I feel like I think with this one, you got the benefit of people who were very serious about what they were making, right? They were fans of it themselves. They loved it. They wanted it done right. And I just feel like if you were to be like, okay, now because of that, let's bring back Spider-Man and let's bring back, you know, Avengers and stuff. You know, do you get that same, unless you intentionally look for people with that same level of love for the character, you know, that are still talented to do the job. You know, I don't know that all of them would be quality, but we'll see.
No, somebody's favorite character is getting She-Hulked.
Incidentally, because I don't know, partly because whatever. Last night I picked up a 9.0 graded Savage She-Hulk #1 for less than $30.
Damn. Less than grading costs.
Yep. That's now, awesome. Granted, the seller contacted me this morning, recognizing that they made a mistake on their posting. So, but in his defense, did not try to back out of the sale or anything else. He just wanted to say, "Hey, I recognize that this was a mistake on our part. We're going to do the right thing and send it to you. We're not going to claim we're out of stock or something. And just hope that you'll come back and buy from us again."
Could you at least leave a review?
Yeah.
What a come up! Let's round of applause for that.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly, as soon as I started reading the email and he's like talking about it, well, here it comes. We're out of stock, or I can't sell it to you for this price, or some other BS. And then it was like, nope. Well, we're gonna go ahead and follow through. But I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, come on, that can't be right.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I did highlight this comment because I wanted to say that you know, Inja, you talked all that shit, and we've been talking X-Men for about 45 minutes now. Haven't seen you jump on and talk about it, so you know, whatever. You're a little early, but thank you. Maybe like.
And look at that. We were talking about it, and I started off in the comments saying it wasn't all that, and then I'm sitting here talking with passion about certain elements of it. So there you go. I'm all talk apparently.
That's okay. It was
it was good, better than I realized. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think you said it was good. You just said
yeah. I didn't say I never said it wasn't good. It was definitely good. I enjoyed it. Just I don't have the nostalgia bone going off along with it, so I'm not going like, oh, it was so great. Whereas like, you know, yesterday I took my son to go see a Phantom Menace because it was still playing in a theater, and I'm like,
nice. Yep.
And hey, he's never seen it on the big screen. Let's take him big screen. But then again, I watched that and I got out of there and I was like, wow, yeah, no, I'm going back to watching this on the small screen. The big screen really kind of makes those some of the shortcomings when it comes to that graphic digital effects really kind of get blown up.
Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn's rolling over in his grave.
Well,
I feel like I'm missing something with this happy birthday stuff. But anyways,
that's a running joke for CJ.
I know, but now they're saying it to me. I remember the CJ one. We used to actually. I mean, we used to do it so much. I think we still have. Oh,
people forget. People forget.
I had a banner for it.
Well, they forget that his birthday's really tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
I got a little birthday shout out, dude. SD Collector's
Okay.
birthday's on Wednesday, you guys. So I just gotta say to my motherfucking boy from down south in San Diego, big ups, my dude. This drink and this next bong rip is for you. I hope that you get everything you want at the convention tomorrow, and I hope you don't get robbed too hard by all those vendors. And if I know SD like I know SD, this fool's he haggles. You've never seen a comic book vendor's face when they recognize Cisco when he walks up, and they're like, "Fuck, this guy's about to bend me over and haggle."
Oh,
So happy birthday, bud!
happy early birthday, my man. Happy early birthday. All right. Well, you guys want to do some pickups or what?
Your show, brother.
I know. I was trying to be nice. All right, let's do pickups.
You're gonna pretend it's democracy.
Yeah, right.
Got it.
All right. We got what up, Mo? What up, man? All right. So, Hetty, you got anything? You jumped in first.
Well, I mean, since we're on the Disney subject, guys,
Let's go for it.
now,
Happy birthday to you and Rob.
big up to Rob for putting me on this fucking shit before I was even a member of the Fiend Club. I shared with him my affinity for underground comics and heady, head shop comic books and weed affiliated comic books. And he turned me on to a comic that was the West Coast Grail. And ever since then, when I saw one, I swoop it. And I saw this and I fucking swooped it. And I don't know if there's any other signed version. This is the only Dan O'Neill signature that I've seen of this out there. There are a couple in the registry, but for me, this is a huge fucking grail. And I'm almost scared to post it because I don't want to start any drama with a banger like this. But you can bet your ass I'm going to be calling out names when I post this one.
Have you even posted that in the chat? I didn't know you got that.
No, I haven't. I've been holding back big time.
Yeah. So
I think the only person that knows I have that is SD.
So we got a low grade exclusive right there. Holy shit, dude.
Wow. So yeah. Speaking of Disney.
Wow. That's a pickup. That's
a banger. That's a certified motherfucking banger right there.
I don't know. It's like I'm deciding on whether the 9.6 or the sign is more impressive. I mean, both together is just.
It's definitely one of my unique ones. And when I saw it and they were willing to work with me, I was more than thrilled to take them up on that.
That's nuts. That's amazing. That is a hell of a pickup. West Chapter Grail right there, which CBCS is now also grading. So, if you ever wanted to do that, you could do that as well.
That's pretty legit. And then I got one more last one while we're on the X-Men theme. X-Men number 9, 1963. Or excuse me, 1965. First meeting of the Avengers and the X-Men.
I love that one.
It's just a classic cover. It presented pretty good. It had really nice color and shit. There's a little crease down the middle if you see right there at the top. There's a little crease.
Subscription crease, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All in all, I was super juiced and swooped this one up from At Last Comics. So big ups to At Last Comics for knocking out some of my pick lists. The rest of the books on my pick list right now, I'm trying to pick up that FF49 signed by Stan Lee. I'm hoping somewhere along the line I find that. There's a nice 7.0 copy right now on Heritage Auction. I'm almost scared to tell you guys about it because it's only at $1,400 right now, and I could see that thing going up to $3,000 real quick the last hour of the auction. But that, and I'm still trying to get that Eminem signed Spider-Man that's CBCS, and I'm trying to get that so I can get it JSA certified.
Okay.
So wish me luck, boys. Wish me luck.
Are you like, where's your collection at on the X-Men? Like those low number under 10?
So I have only got 9 and 7, and then whatever that Namor cover was.
Yeah.
And then that's all I have in the top 10.
Okay.
But I do got 12 and 14, the first appearance of Juggernaut and the Sentinels. I just swooped up that one like last month.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go sub 15 for the rest of the purchases.
Well, I was asking because one of our shops here in town had just posted about they had like 3, I think. I was gonna try to look it up real quick. But they had a couple like under 10, and I was like, oh my god. Now I can't swing it right now, but if someone else can. But yeah,
Those
I'll
are super hot right now.
number 5. They have number 5, which is second Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and third Magneto apparently. They have number 9, and they have number 7. You said you had 7 though, right?
Yeah.
The Return of the Blob. Nice.
Oh, and I got number 2. I got the Blob appearance too.
Oh shit! Okay.
That
So,
one's
yeah,
going
so I
out.
guess,
That one's out to CGC. I think it's going to come back 3.5, maybe 4.0, but fingers crossed. Who knows? You never can fucking tell with those 10 pages.
Yeah, the number 5 is nice. So that one's definitely tempting. All right. Well, that's dope. That's dope. You got anything else?
No, man. I'm still riding the wave of adrenaline from showing off that
I
fucking
know.
Air Pirates.
I was gonna say not that what you showed was bad, but that was awesome.
He showed a sub X-Men and showed that 96 Air Pilot sign. You have anything else?
He yawned.
just keep the bangers coming. That's all, you know.
Yeah, I got a much lighter week than last week, obviously, after having finished my ASM collection with ASM 3. So, but and then this plus one of my videos this week was the PGX conversion therapy part 2, where I sent in a bunch of PGX modern 9.8s that were signed, authenticated by PGX to CBCS to see how they did. But this week's banger cover of the week, Adi Granoff, on the Doom variant, just killed it. And then I couple, I love my Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. So some of the variant covers there, the Del Otto.
Damn.
Del Otto does it again.
That's right.
Yeah, I did not see that one. I think I really like that it's not like the dark ones he's been doing where it's like all dark and just, so that's good. I like that one too. That's not bad.
JSC.
Kirkham.
Okay. Kirkham.
No, the J. Scott Campbell ones I did get. I ordered those, and they haven't shipped yet because J. Scott Campbell had a snafu. He signed too many copies, so they sent notices out to all of us that ordered copies that weren't signed, saying that they signed too many, trying to get us to switch to signed copies at no additional charge. And
little happy Bob Ross, happy little accident.
Yeah, I'm like, I got enough signed J. Scott Campbell books. I really don't want them. This was awesome. I got Todd Beats, artist on Instagram. If you don't follow him, man, I'd suggest follow him. He did this freaking rhino for me. Amazing art, great price. Just the dude's insanely awesome.
I like that. Shadow work and all that. That's good.
Yeah. So I want to say like this was like $115 shipped, so just
it's a fucking steal.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I love me my sci-fi, my old sci-fi. So pick up that trade again. So keep building up my weird fantasies and weird science EC archives from Dark Horse. These are bangers, baby. Nothing like reading Golden Age books because you really have to read them. There's a lot of words in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. There's that. I'll just show this one. This is a great cover. This is one of the ones that came back from that
Sunset's killer.
Yeah. No, this was part of a 3-book set that Alex Ross did for Spider-Man, and it was sold as a set of 3 at San Diego Comic-Con. There were 100 sets that were signed. This was the C cover of the ABC cover. Just the only one that was a virgin variant. Just an absolute freaking insanely awesome cover. So I was happy to get this out of a PGX slab and put it into this CBCS. Now, of course, when I did these conversion therapies, CGC had not yet announced the JSA thing. These will stay where they're at, but I'm going to do a round of PGX conversion therapy, probably with JSA at some point. Just because I got the next one that comes up, I just got the books back. I have to do the recording and stuff. We probably a couple weeks. I sent in 6 Silver Age Spider-Man mid-grade, low-grade books that were done by PGX. That now went to CGC to have them cracked and redone to see how they come back. So that'd be interesting.
Nice.
Now you said you have them crack it. Did I hear that?
Yeah. They have what's called a crossover grading. So you can, when you send a crossover grading, you can send it in the other company's holder. They'll remove it, and then you get a discount off the pressing. So when I have them,
is there a less chance of getting a higher grade then?
in theory, it shouldn't
Because
have
they're
it.
more likely to go the same. They're probably,
In theory, again, if you listen to them talk about, there's the conspiracy theory guys will say, oh, you'll never send it in the holder, whether you're doing a reholder, you're trying to get a new whether you're trying to get a new grade, or whether you don't send it with the label, send the labels back later, or if you're doing a crossover, don't send it in there because they're going to look at that grade and know blah, blah, blah. If you listen to them and tell their story of how their process is, that book gets removed from all that stuff, and that stuff goes away. It's not part of what's in the. There's nothing that says
person grading that book. It's compartmentalized. The guy grading the book doesn't know how it came.
He doesn't know that, especially since these books, because they're being removed from holders, I am having them do a press on them there because there's some extra handling that's being done. So it's going to CCS and then coming back over to the CGC house and everything else. So I don't think so. So far, I've only done modern. I've done about 12 modern books that were not between CGC and CBCS. Both the CBC ones I had to actually crack myself, which is no big deal with PGX slabs. But all of them were 9/8. All of them came back 9/8. This is going to be the first time I've done something with these older books that weren't modern books that are mid grades. And then I'm really going to test myself. I got a batch of 9.9s and 10s PGX books. I'm going to send them to CGC now that they're looking for 9.9s and 10s and see what, if any of them come back with that 9.9 or 10 grade when they go off. That'll be fun.
Good luck. Good luck.
I think it's worth it. You know what I always say, boys, you got to risk it to get the biscuit.
Right. Well, and what happens, right? If I go to sell a book as a 10.0 on a PGX, the reality of the situation is people just don't put the value there, regardless of whether or not people don't think, there are obviously people who think that they're just a straight dumpster fire. And there's some people who think that they're just another grading company. It's fine. But the reality of the situation is when you go to sell it, that 10.0 ain't going to sell for a 10 point PGX. This isn't going to sell for a 10.0 price. It's if you're lucky, you're going to get 9.8 price. So as long as it doesn't fall below a 9.8, I don't lose anything on value sending the book in. All it does is actually make it easier to sell because I'll find more buyers looking for a PGX 9 or a CGC 9.8 than I will looking for a PGX 10.
No, I don't want to slow it down. If you want to do your show off, we can save this question for after, James. But I just want to know, like in comment section, jump in here too. Is there more likely of a CBCS 9.6 going to CGC and being a 9.8, or is there more of a chance of a 9.6 PGX going to CBCS and becoming a 9.8? What do you think is the?
I don't think it depends upon the book. I mean, I think from
Who
a
do you
modern
think has
book,
the more stringent grading process?
so I think that CBCS has a. So I should rephrase this. Let me go back to my long-standing statement. Each of them use a 10-point scale and use the same wording, but they each have their own interpretation of what that is. While they may be based off the original Overstreet guidance, CBCS and CGC have adapted that guidance to their own thing. So they're not equal. They're very similar, but they're not necessarily one and the same. I do feel if I send a book to CBCS, it's a little bit harder to get a 9.8 on a book that's borderline than if I send it to CGC. especially right now, I feel that CGC has become in the last 5 months a little bit looser in some of their stuff to get that, especially on borderline books. But I don't have any. That's just a gut feeling. I don't have any science to substantiate that.
Well, you also take into consideration they look at different ages differently too. Different. You know what the way the CBCS grades a Silver Age book is completely out compared to what you look at how CGC grades a Silver Age. They're pretty lean when you look at it compared to CBCS. When it comes to
CGC is very lenient, especially when you get the Golden Age. Like I have a Golden Age 9.6 that I'll tell you when I look at it, that's not a 9.6.
How'd I get away with this?
Yeah, exactly. I'm all that's maybe a 9.2, 9.0, but now I don't know, Golden Age bump.
Because with this JSA thing, a lot of people are going to be getting CBCS books that are 9.6 with signatures on them, hoping to get them crossed over to CGC for a 9.8 with a signature.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there might be a few people, especially depending on what the book is and who signed it, but ultimately, I mean, it's an expensive. By the time you factor in not just shipping, the shipping both ways on the book, but the cost of grading and the cost of the signature verification stuff, it has to be a significant bump in value to justify that expense. Because you're talking about $100+ by the time you stack all those things on there that you're talking about on that book potentially, and that's assuming. And don't forget that right now the $25 price that they talked about is their introductory price. The regular price looks to be like it's going to be $45 for signature verification.
And if you have two signatures on there, now it's $90. And if you want them graded, do you want to know what your signature is graded? Now it's another $22.
Right, yeah, and that's the thing. I don't think we're going to get a lot of that, fortunately, with that. But there'll be some people, just like the people who buy custom labels. So
I'm those people.
I do.
I'm going to be taking my chance on this JSA thing. I'm going to swoop up that Eminem signed comic book Spider-Man #1, and I'm going to send it out and see if JSA can get this shit certified. And if I make a bad choice on eBay, I'm going to need you guys to console me one of these nights on the low grades.
But are you going to pay them to grade the signature?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Wow.
Not just, what's the point if you send it in for $22 extra? You got to get, it's going to be, it's going to be a sig.
Tell you what the point is. I just need it to be authenticated. That's all I need.
So some friend says to you, "Oh, dude, but I've got a signature and it's a 9.8."
Yeah, see, but I think you're gonna. I would imagine, and having not read what their grading is on signatures, I'm just purely speculating here that it's really something more. When you're talking about older sports memorabilia and stuff, like you got a baseball that's signed by Babe Ruth or something, right? And you're like, how faded is that signature and everything else that's happened versus, we're talking about most of these comics that are signed with Sharpie on high quality paper. That's what are they going to grade? They're all going to be high grade signatures.
Agreed, but I think we all thought the same thing. But when you look at an off-white to white pages book, it's the only thing that sets it apart that you could say, oh well, I want a little bit more. This commands a higher price because it's off-white. It's white pages. I think that's going to be.
I'm sure there's a subset of collectors that will care, but
yeah,
I guess I'm not him.
Yeah, well, CGC found a way to add another extra way for people to pay.
That's right. Another add-on. Oh, let me just add on this. Which, by the way, can we also get you? Let's get you another custom label on that one too.
Do you want a hologram?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I will say I do like those custom labels. Some of them.
I don't look. There's a couple I like too, but the reality of the situation, $5, especially if you're sending a modern book, it's a 25% price uplift to get a character put on there. And then the fact that it's, even if I send in like 5 modern Spider-Man books, sometimes they don't recognize that one of those Spider-Man books is a Spider-Man book and I can't put the logo on there. So now that becomes a separate submission. So they're charging me another submission fee plus another shipping fee because they broke it up into different submissions or whatever else. And those are the things that kill me, is that the submission fee That's total BS. If I'm a paid member, I shouldn't be paying to electronically type in what that is. Character logos, that's at that price, at that percentage, that's ridiculously high as a percentage. So I would just those things just add on. And it's fine if you're a collector and you've got one or two slab books, dude, knock yourself out. Go for it. Make it extra gussied up and pretty for yourself. I have over 1,000 slabbed books, man. That shit ain't cheap. And you know what? An extra $5 here and an extra $5 there, it all adds up and cuts into my budget.
Especially if you ever sell someday and their guy's just going to be fucking haggling you anyway.
Right. I mean, look at the market right now. Right? You said to go, 20. Like I said, I bought that slab for $30. So like, oh, less than cost of grading. Oh, hell yeah. It's way less than the cost of grading. If you really factor in, if I send that book in, I got to pay for shipping both ways. And then I got to pay for the submission fee. And then I got to pay for the grading fee. And then I just...
The thing I dig custom labels, and I'll pay the extra fee to try to set it apart and get that, higher value later. But I can't stand the way that they discontinue them. Like the Dr. Doom label, they brought that thing out for like 6 months and then discontinued it. And then right now they just put a notice out this week that the Black Panther one's going away, and the Spider-Man is Spider-Gwen both. And you're like,
the Spider-Gwen one can go away. Let me tell you why. That because I actually paid. I sent some books in, a batch of books in to have it done. The placement of that character on their logo gets covered up. About 70% gets covered up by their stupid hologram sticker.
By the hologram, yeah, that looks like.
So crap. That's the other thing that kills me. It's like you put this custom art and you put it on the side where you put your hologram. Well, now, I mean, I get it because your other side's got your number, but now you've just ruined the character. You've covered up half the cover. You put the Fantastic Four one. You cover up half the Fantastic Four. So it's garbage.
And then wait, the JSA custom labels. We got another way to get $5 more out of you.
That's right.
I didn't know that.
But wait, there's more.
I do like some of the custom labels. I am picky though. Like not only does the character have to match, but for me, it's also like the era too. So, for example, like they've done two different kinds of Daredevils. One's like the Daredevil, I want to say it was like the Marvel Knights cover, if I'm not mistaken, something kind of like that. And then now they have another one where it's kind of like the Quasar or Kazar, whatever cover. And so there's just, two different ones. Now, obviously, if it's an older Daredevil on the label, then I'm going to send an older Daredevil book.
Like, yeah,
I get it. Send a modern and get that old.
I think they did that with Miles too. I think at one point there was the new Miles with the heavy coat type style, and you're like, I don't want to put that with like a Ultimate Fallout 4. That would look dumb.
Yeah. I'm roasting you if you pull out the McFarlane Spider-Man custom label and you got it on a Ditka cover.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, dude, you hack! What a poser! Fool, you probably wear Nike and Reebok.
I would never get that anyways, just because.
Or the since you have it there, and our boy Mike Hanley just got one, but the GSX, Giant Size X-Men, that's one of the labels. I mean, obviously it belongs on that book, but like, could I justify putting it on one that's not that book?
like an X-Men 20? No.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. If it doesn't involve that team at all, that specific team, then no, it definitely doesn't belong. But even like later issues, I don't know. I just feel like, those ones that are so iconic and obvious to that cover, it's hard for me to then put it on a non.
I agree. I think it takes away. When you throw the Jim Lee custom label on an old Claremont run X-Men, that shit just looks trash.
Yeah, no, for the most part, I'm not. I still find myself, as much as I will rail against it, I have, on a couple occasions, I have gone ahead and done it. But, it's pretty rare. One of the best, I think,
favorite custom label that's been gone or retired or that's around.
My favorite one was actually, hold on, I gotta look it up because it's not one of the normal character ones.
I'll bring it up real quick too. I mean, my favorite is the McFarlane, of course. That was the best one. But
the Hulk Steranko.
Let me see. What is it?
Labels, holders. Trying to find it too. I don't see where they have just
I'm looking it up using Go Collect. I just went into or CLZ rather. I just went into their
Oh,
label selector. I was like looking to see if I can find it real quick. Which one
I was on their site.
was? Oh my God, there's a Harley Quinn one. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay, I got the list. Hold on, I'll share it. Share screen. I think it's that one.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you guys can see that, currently, the Fantastic Four, Invincible, Moon Knight, Secret Wars. See, like okay, like example right there, Secret Wars. If you're not putting that on a Secret Wars 8, I don't get why I would want that.
The only place it belongs.
Same thing with the X-Men 92, the Jim Lee one, like and then yeah, see the Daredevil, that's like Daredevil number 13 if I'm not mistaken. So that's like old Daredevil, which doesn't really work if you're sending a modern one.
Oh, okay. 205 is my favorite of the retired ones.
205.
See,
Ring.
yeah, this was when they had that art college. It was when it was done. This is a bubble helmet, a girl in a bubble helmet, sci-fi with tentacle monsters. I threw that stuff on my mystery and space books. It looks sick, but it's what's nice about it wasn't a Marvel thing. But if you put on
I
anything other
wish
than
they would do
sci-fi
more
book,
of that. That
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily associated with any comic company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked so good with so many of my Atomic Age sci-fi books. I thought it was great. I was really sad to see it go.
I love the Doom one. The Doom one is,
Which lasted for 6 fucking months. I got maybe 2 books with it.
I think the Doom one would be great because like it would work on any Doom cover. I feel like that one is kind of more universal. Then you have Hobgoblin. I think that's awesome.
But what
the
else
fact
are you going to put it on?
I know, but I'm just saying it's a great one though, especially because he's tearing the label too.
Oh,
So-
but that Thor one on 149 right above it. That was, I mean, that one and the Silver Surfer one. Those are sick as all hell.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
the
those
way,
are iconic as fuck. You can put that on any book.
especially because they're just like 205 was, where there's background art behind on the blue
Exactly.
label as well,
Exactly.
which
Yep.
makes it so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's
26. Oh yeah, the classic Spider-Man with New York City back
I have that
skyline.
one. I have that one. I don't know what book, but I know I have that on something.
I just got that on my. I got it on my ASM 5 that came back. I had that one put on ASM 5.
Okay.
But
Mine's a modern. I want to say it's probably my Silk. My first Silk. Probably. This is the one that I sent that with. But yeah, no, I mean, I like them. But I am picky, and I only get them on specific books. So.
yeah, but you could see. You covered it, but you can see like when you looked at like the Ghost Spider 187, and the same thing with the Black Cat. You can look at where the art position is compared to all these other characters, and you can see how it's so far right justified that that once they put that hologram on there, how much of that is going to get covered up by that. See if you can zoom in. I don't know if you can zoom in at all, but
I actually like the Black Cat one on the first appearance, with the Al Milgrom art. Like I don't mind having the modern art on the Al Milgrom cover.
You see how far right justified that Spider-Gwen is.
Yeah.
And you can see, because like when you put the hologram over the one right above it, it kind of covers one Jazz hand. When you put it on that one, it goes right up to her face essentially with the hologram. It's freaking horrible.
Jazz hand.
I did.
I'd like that to be stricken from the record as the first time that Jazz Hands probably was used on the low grades.
but I don't know about you guys, but I mean, when we refer to that Spider-Man pose, that's always been the Jazz Hands Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm about to get Jazz Hand right now.
There you go.
To your point about covering it, though, that's the McFarlane one that I was talking about. When McFarlane did his signing and he's got his scroll that says his name, the original image of like the first book that they were like, guys, look, we did it. It completely covered the scroll. Damn near completely covered it. And everybody went off about like, what the hell is this? Why would we pay when you're covering the whole point? They actually ended up changing it and they moved it. And so now it doesn't cover it. But still, I mean, that was like
one of the few times DGC actually listened to the customers.
I think they had to. I
Instead
mean,
of just distracting them.
yeah, because nobody wanted that shit.
Never mind the Newton rings
No,
in the
I'm sorry. It
corner.
wasn't
I said,
the.
don't look over here. Hey, we're introducing this new thing over here.
Yeah, sorry, it wasn't the scroll. I forgot. But yeah,
Would you like
so
the pre-screen 9.9s?
now it's not covered, and then on the. Oh, look,
And move it to the
Oh.
back. Yeah.
this is definitely But yeah, so
One of the nicest custom labels out.
that's one of my favorites.
Mm.
That's one of my favorites.
I guess with that book, you have to do anything you can to try to give it some value.
Oh wow!
To set yourself apart from the
Wow.
90,000.
900,000.
That's just the ones in
Anyway.
the registry.
That's right.
All right. Well, anyways, do you have anything else to show off, Ron?
No. Well, I can show off all kinds of things, but that'll do it for today.
Do you have any new pickups to show off? Sorry.
No, that's really all the new stuff this week.
All right. So I have, let's see, 1 game, 1 toy, 2 comics. So I'm gonna do the toy first. So thank God other Rob isn't here because then he bitch about all the toys. But went to Target the other day, had to get some diapers and wipes and all that good stuff, and browsed through the toy aisle and found about 20 of the Batman animated figures. And I was like, oh man, for those who don't know, I recently showed off the volume 2s that I had picked up, but
I think you said you weren't going to get any more, right?
Yeah, not a volume 2. So a volume 1 of the last wave, the one that had Scarecrow, Robin, and Batman. I said that I had found them all except for the one that I wanted the most. So I went through all 20 and found the one. They had one Mr. Freeze left.
Nice.
And obviously had to get it. So now I can build Condiment King finally.
They to build Condiment King, yes. It's so great that Condiment King and Mr. Freeze are linked together like that. Aren't they really just the same character minus the temperature?
So I will finally be able to build Condiment King. I have not actually put together like a Build-A-Figure in the longest time. But yeah, so I was able to complete this wave.
That means you have to open the package though, doesn't it?
I will. I'll do it carefully. JD, I did on this one, the Scarecrows. There was 2. There's the Platinum and the regular. On that one, I did pick up both because I thought it was really cool. But I do not get all the Platinums. I will get them for certain ones. But yeah, so I was just very happy to, they had that many, and luckily they had just one of what I needed. So I was good with that. I actually did want to mention I opened up one of these the other day, the X-Men 97 line.
Mm-hmm.
So I opened up, who was it? I opened up Magneto.
Purple or red?
Red. I'm gonna take a picture later. I don't know if you guys can see it. He's like right there, and I have him fighting Cyclops, kind of like the cover is doing. So I'm gonna do a little post about that later. But these are, the packaging is amazing on this. So they actually open on one side. You're not going to be able to see it, but if I open it, there's a little slit on this side, and it kind of opens up this way. And so I open it like a book, and you can just nicely slide out the figure and then close it back up. And so if you ever need to like put it back together, and still make it look nice, or say you go to move and you want to have the original packaging for that, it would still work.
I'm gonna need to see a demo of this.
Yeah, open that one.
Yeah.
I'm tempted. Yeah, see? So here's
No,
Magneto.
that was already open. We need to see a new one open.
Here's Magneto. You can't even tell that I opened it. But yeah, it just opens
except
like
there's
that.
except there's no character inside.
And then you just slip out what you need.
Lucky Rip.
No, it's not. No, it's not, because this side is whatever you want to call it, like sealed, right? There is no split like there is on the other side.
I'm so embarrassed because if you guys seen how I opened up all these figures from X-Men 97 and James is showing me this right now and I probably look like a fucking Neanderthal with a fucking knife and God damn this fucking thing.
I was looking at it because you could tell that the plastic kind of like goes under, or it like looks like it. So I was like, okay, how are you gonna open this? And then I noticed that little slit, and I was like, I bet it just kind of, and sure enough, it does. So I was pretty happy with that. I'm pretty sure I destroyed my Gambit. Yes, it is still in the box. Please shut up, okay? Anyways, I'm eventually gonna get to that, Mondo, but yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are times when I destroy mine too, but since I noticed that one just so easily opens, I was like,
yeah, I had something similar with my Toy Biz Spider-Man 2099 when I was trying to extract the comic book from it. It was,
oh yeah, yeah,
but still leave the figure in the packaging.
All right, so my next pickups kind of all go together. So, my dad went to a garage sale last weekend, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I got you some stuff," and I'm like, "All right." So, I got a never had one of these, but Atari Flashback little console, little retro Atari console.
Oh, you know what? Can you pull the controller plug out of the port for me? And let me see the pins on it. Does it have the regular pins?
Oh yeah, do it faster. Oh yeah.
Well, let me disconnect both so I can actually hold it up. Right?
Oh yeah, put it back in and twist it for me.
Damn. Okay, so I didn't realize I should look for one of these because then I could get replacement controllers for my original 2600 because it looks like they use the same controller pins.
I wouldn't know, but
because right now I have some crappy knockoffs and they aren't very good. But those are the real deal, baby.
So yeah, so
he got the coax cable to connect to the back too, or do you
this flashback wouldn't. This is it's all preloaded. It doesn't take there's no cartridges for you to blow in, and where's the fun in that?
I know, right?
Does it have ET? That's the important question.
Does what?
Does it have ET?
ET? Oh,
yeah. ET is notoriously the worst video game ever created.
Really?
And and they throw them in the dumps, in the landfill, everything else. It was basically a game that they promised to make for licensing aspect, but they tried to make a game in like 3 or 4 months or something. There's a whole documentaries about it, how awful it was and everything else. And I have a copy for my 2600, and it is
nice,
unplayable. It's like the Sony Spider-Woman movie.
Yeah. It looks like, just from a Google search, ET is not on any flashback system.
That was probably a smart move on their part.
So I will still check it out and let you know. But
that's Game of the Way. Yeah, Pitfall is the best. Absolute Raid, Pitfall, and River Raid. But those were all Activision games that came later on because Activision was created by guys who left Atari. They were originally Atari game creators that weren't getting a piece of. They felt that they should get a piece of the action on the games being created, and they weren't getting anything. They were just getting paid a straight wage, and so they left and formed their own company, Activision. And with that, they completely extended what you could do on an Atari 2600 as far as color palettes and graphics and stuff. So like if you go back, you look at 2600 games, all the best graphic games are from Activision after the 80s, after those guys left Atari. It's incredible. Pitfall was one of those. It was absolutely great.
Okay. Damn, we got some Atari knowledge right there. Thank you.
That was my gaming console, brother.
I can tell. We've talked games a lot on this show, and I'm not calling you out, but every time we do, you definitely go do other stuff. That's your bathroom break, your water break.
I was Atari 2600, and I didn't get into all that Nintendo stuff really until N64 to do some wrestling games when I was a young adult, right? And
I love it.
But the Pitfall, I tried playing that on my emulator, and I'll tell you that's where I found the worst thing is the emulator uses Bluetooth controllers. And that
And then
latency,
delay.
kills you when you're trying to jump on an alligator's eyeball.
Nice. So okay, so he went and my dad went to the garage sale. He got that. That has an $8 price tag. He picked up a
I'll give
VHS
you
for
10.
himself. So a VHS of hello, Bad Mike. So he got a VHS. It was a 4 tape box set of Back to the Future.
Nice.
1, 2, 3 with like some bonus exclusive content
Right.
tape as well. And then these 2 comics. And I want to say that he paid the guy, he said like $14 or like 14 or $15 for everything. So the Atari, the VHS, and then these 2 comics that I'm going to show. So first I'll show the back just because I was just showing off this game a minute ago. So that was kind of cool. But some good old Spidey X-Men. So we got Fantastic Four 380.
Nice. With back after the
Doom.
I had early 90s. This is around 93 or so because we got things sporting the helmet after Wolverine clawed his face.
Yeah, 93.
Sue walking around in a fucking bathing suit is her costume.
the cutout for
the cutout where the 4 is, fucking top tier costume right there, boys.
And then later on, the Malice stuff.
And then this, which I've looked through, and it looks legit, and it is it's low grade, but still, to pay $14 for the whole bundle is definitely not bad at all. So,
and the fact that someone didn't get to that before you did,
my dad. That's what I'm saying.
And like I said, man, I'll give you $20 for the Atari just by itself. The other stuff,
yard sale, low grade,
paid, baby.
Yeah. So he came up. He was like, I saw the Atari, and then he was like, I got some comics, and I'll be honest, garage sale. I'm like, all right, what'd you get? And then I saw the Doom one first, and then I saw this, and I'm like, what the fuck? Now I do already have this book, but still, I mean, to find that at a garage sale, it was price tagged at $3, and then of course he haggled and bundled the guy, and I got everything for like $14. But I was like, damn,
attaboy, Dad,
right? So that was a nice little. I've been on a. I'm telling you, other than it's just like X-Men time for me right now. X-Men 97. And if you remember, after WonderCon, Tony and I went and I swooped up all those X-Men's for $1. Now here I am getting X-Men from garage sale for nothing. So it's the X-Men has
magical time to be alive.
X-Men has been just finding your boy. So it's been nice. It's been nice. But yes, that's all for my pickups.
Did you change your ringtone now? So it goes da-da-da.
No, I used to have that as a ringtone. I should probably put it back now. I don't even do to be honest, I don't even do like ringtones anymore. I just have whatever the fucking classic iPhone, the standard iPhone one is.
I do the Whitney Houston, anything you want from me.
The best stuff I get is like when I get the text messages and I got the little Mario coin goes off. Mm-hmm. People love that. Or when I get text messages and it's the Hadouken.
Nice.
You guys know that though, right? The X-Men theme song ripped off Whitney Houston's "Anything You Want From Me."
No, I did not.
Play that shit on YouTube in the background for a second and watch everybody fucking tell me I'm wrong. I guarantee it. The fucking beat to her song is da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na. It's fucking uncanny. Damn, did I say that? Whitney Houston, "Anything You Want." And then you realize and you're like, holy shit, that's a fucking bop. Whitney didn't get enough credit for banging that fucking X-Men producer.
I don't know. I'm seeing I'm Your Baby Tonight.
Holy cannolis. Who ordered the cream pies?
What did I miss?
We've just been waiting for you to show up. Now we're ready to start.
It was all quiet when he showed up, too.
I know. I'm like, are they still on? What the hell?
A bunch of nerds looking at porn when their fucking mom walks in. Nothing.
Yeah. Is that what you're doing?
Whitney Houston right now?
Yeah. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing?
Just Just out here getting ready for WonderCon, trying to get my fucking get my fingers ready for some bin diving.
WonderCon, nice.
I mean, Revolution, Comic-Con Revolution.
Have you ever been to that one?
Yeah, we went last year.
Okay, how was it?
First place I met Cisco.
Oh yeah, nice. Yo, what's up, Cisco? We got Dorian in the house. JD.
Oh my god. Okay, we've already done the fucking interaction with the chat. We don't need to.
We just started at 7 o'clock. We're got 4 hours.
Please do not scroll to the top and say hi to
Hey,
everybody.
let's just sit here and hear you type then.
So we're here to talk X-Men, huh?
X-Men animated series. Hold on, let me get the spoiler banner out.
Yeah, that was up.
I know.
We did minor until Hetty turned it into like just straight major spoilers.
This
Yeah, we've had pickups. We were actually wrapping it up, so good timing.
Pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, you got pickups so we can end this thing or what?
Well, if Bubs didn't pop in, I would.
Oh man, do you have pickups, Robert? For reals, for reals?
Oh no, I'm not even ready, bro. I barely have any clothes on right now.
That's crazy. So, are we gonna wait for you to get ready, or?
Nah, we'll just save it for next week or whatever. It's just my pull list,
Oh.
which was fucking good.
You read any of those bangers that you picked up?
No, dude, I'm just glad this is the first time I was like legit glad I got my pull list because there was an Adam Hughes drop. I don't know if you guys knew that for this week. And it was for Gun Honey, I think Volume 2. And it's a banger of a cover. I think I got like 3 copies and the store was absolutely sold out of them. So I was happy. That's pretty much why I started a pull list, to be honest.
Yeah, so you're not fighting people for new shit.
To keep up on the honey or to keep up on the AH?
So
AH, yeah, for sure. I was tired of paying secondary market prices, and it's like it gets to a point where I'm like, I'll just get like 3 copies or something like that. So then you got to pay for shipping and all that. I kind of wised up after a while and was like, let me just do a pull list.
Oh yeah, I'll be back. I get the Alex Ross creature from the Black Lagoons. Those came in this week. I unboxed actually. I forgot to pull those out of the back.
There's actually a nice Alex Ross Uncle Scrooge.
Really?
Have you seen that one? That one looks nice.
I'm gonna go grab that creature from Black Lagoon real quick.
I would love to see that, Rob.
I'm still waiting for that Vampirella Adam Hughes cover to fucking get dropped.
Did you order one?
Yeah, I ordered both.
Both? Oh, metal?
Yeah, the metal and the trade variant.
I think I ordered a 9.8 and a regular.
Y'all are wildin'. Wow.
You okay, Devin? You look kind of stoned, dude.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me fix that.
You
know what I was thinking about? You know what I was thinking about?
JD already ordered one.
That exact moment I was thinking about this Vampirella cover where she's pregnant. She's got the blood and she's pregnant. Have you seen that one? I know that, needless to say, that's where my mind was at that moment.
Oh shit.
So if you see that look on my face, you know I'm thinking about a pregnant vampire.
Pregnant Vampirella.
Mo, you'll have to I'm gonna have to look that up. Shadow of Green Goblin.
Those Doom covers this week too.
Rob you have to tell me why it was interesting.
Oh yeah.
Kills.
Hey, Middleton killed it too, though. Have you seen the Middleton one?
Middleton's was pretty freaking killer, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you grab one, James?
No,
not even the Nate cover.
Sorry, I grabbed 2 of those. So make sure. Yeah, I want to make sure I get a 9.8.
You're gonna put one in the giveaway bin?
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Well, I might send them both off to be graded, and then I'll give one of them the comics curing cancer.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Those are 1 in 50, I believe, right?
No, I don't know. It's hard to tell because so there's like a listing that shows a 1 in 50, and then but it looks like it's slightly different from the image that's posted. Like when I look down the drop down list of books, and this one, there's no notation on Alex Ross's site that this was a ratio. But it doesn't mean that it's not one and the same, because that's the same thing that happened with the Derek Chu Miles Morales book the other week I picked up, where I was able to get the 1 in 25 direct from Derek Chu's site as opposed, and didn't have to deal with craziness. So
Yeah.
but it did come. I mean, they were limited. So I don't know, maybe.
The only issue I'm having with doing my pull list, I love the fact that I could do it online, but they're not letting us do ratios.
James, you can
So
put us back in like
Oh, yeah.
fantastic format.
yeah, James, come on, get with
Thank
it. He put you in it, doesn't take you back out of it.
I don't know.
Actually,
He just likes to look at me. I understand.
I know.
He's got mustache envy. It's fair.
One
One day you'll grow up and have a full mustache too. It's all right.
Oh, right. I've been waiting. For
No, believe me, we tried.
Oh yeah,
We fucking tried.
I prayed.
You were rubbing Rogaine on his chin and stuff.
No, dude, there was a point where like he was just patchy as fuck, and he still let it grow out or tried to let it grow out, and there was a point where it was just like, dude, let's just get rid of it, man. It's not gonna
It
work.
was an awkward no shave
It's-
November.
Yeah.
We got leprosy. What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just not
Are you
blessed.
still keeping your Manscaped lubed up or what?
I mean, yeah, it's been a while, I think, but I'm probably due for another Manscaped adventure. Always
Oh
good,
yeah.
you know.
Are you gonna do a tutorial video with the Nair or what?
The what? What? No, Nair.
Sorry.
Did you watch that video?
It picked up from this morning. I'm sorry.
No.
You're over there drinking your morning coffee. You're like, what the fuck is this? Here, let me bring it up real quick.
Oh no.
I told Rob
Dude, if YouTube is playing it, you could play it, right?
I said,
Sure.
man, I don't know, man.
Devin, it's been up for years, dude.
That is some wild shit. If you think you're gonna get away pulling,
You're
that and
not
get your
getting
shit canceled.
monetized.
Yeah, right. Devin, but dude, there's Easter eggs in that fucking video, bro. He's doing shit on purpose, man. Like, watch the video again. When you watch it,
I couldn't get through the first. I'm waking up. getting ready to
Rob.
take
So
my kids
let me explain to Rob real quick. Rob, there's a video on YouTube of an Asian guy showing you how to nair your fucking asshole, and there's no blurs out or anything like that. It's straight
Very
up like,
informative.
yeah, and he's even wiping to show how much hair is coming off of his ass.
Oh God.
And
Yeah,
you can
it's
tell by the cover video that he did a good job.
And he's wiping that shit. He's getting freaking Nair in his rectum, isn't he?
yeah. So he's reapplying and then wiping and showing you, look, this is my third. You know, Devin. Could you believe that that's on the internet right now?
That it's on YouTube and that there's comments and that you can go there right now and comment on a video like that.
Yeah.
That does not go with the world 2024 that I woke up in yesterday.
What's worse is I'm
knowing
sure
about.
it's probably got over 1 million views too.
2,500 just for
Rob-
me.
I was
I was gonna
beating
say,
you
yeah.
up 1 second.
That's because you're so stoned right now.
Oh, I would have had them too.
You're on a delay, bro.
I would have had you dead to those butt rights.
Oh, man.
But so that video was discovered what, like 2 years ago, James?
Yeah.
We had such a good time with it. We were fucking crying. Like, it was ridiculous. And to revisit it today and to share that with Devin and Cisco. I don't know if Cisco watched it, but Devin, you made it through the whole video.
He didn't just share it. He tagged us in it. It was like a for your eyes only, and you get all excited like it's fuck, well, Rob included me in the chat, and then you get there and it's just a fucking hole. It's just a fucking
Semi-gaped.
Oh man.
Did you get through the whole video or
I
not so much?
Is I don't want
No,
to know.
no, I
Robert's,
can't. No,
browsing
definitely. I don't think
history.
I could. I'll send it to you, Rob. Don't worry, bud. No,
Just
don't talk me out of it. I got you.
make sure your wife's not around either, because she'll start thinking things. Believe me, I know.
So I should. What you're saying is make sure I watch this on my work computer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On work time.
A fun fact, Devin, he has another video that shows you how to douche. Wait,
How does he
Yeah.
show you how to? That doesn't make sense.
No.
Enema?
Enema. There you go.
That one I'll
Wait,
buy.
wait, wait,
The
wait,
first
did you
one,
do
I'm like,
that?
I don't think the anatomy's right. If he's a he,
I don't know.
I'll send
You've
that
never
to you
had
too, Devin.
If you've never had a urethra enema, you've never lived. You just have her put a mouthful of hot sauce and blow
That just made me queasy right now, bro.
Oh yeah, well check this shit out. We worked with a guy at the sales conference who talked about a caffeine enema, and that's a real thing that people get.
Yeah.
Is like a holistic fucking treatment.
I saw it on My Strange Addiction.
They also have a tobacco enema. Like you go to the rainforest and these motherfucking witch doctors will chew up tobacco, shove that shit in some shit, put that shit in your ass, and you're supposed to be hella zen for days after that. I don't know about you, but that's why I'm so chill. Not even the weed, fool. It's the tobacco enema.
Oh man.
All right, that's enough ass play for one night.
Yeah,
boys.
it just took a turn.
Oh, you had a way more than the average amount.
Are you gaping me? Full stop it. How much more shit can we fit in here?
I know, but
God
you
damn
should
it,
subscribe
Rob,
to that.
it now.
You should subscribe to that guy though. I feel like he has a lot of content you would like.
Subscribe? What do you mean? Fool, I'm tipping him.
Part
You know
of
how
his
you can
Patreon?
leave
I was
a
gonna say you paid subscriber or whatever.
fucking A. Notifications on.
Can you link that to Sabrina? I think that her and Antonio need to see what it is.
You know, they have the share button on Facebook where for friends and family. Do you want to share this with friends and family? That's weird. Like they have that same shit on Pornhub. I wonder who the fuck.
What?
Yeah. You know who really like this is my fucking grandma.
What?
Do you know what you just said right now?
You just say you accidentally sent it. Sorry.
oh,
Oh man.
you guys are great.
Once,
This is a far departure from my 4:30 this morning stream.
Oh god.
Yeah, I bet. Damn.
Mm-mm.
I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm fucking dying right now. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know. It was great as I got up for that stream and the host's channel. He didn't show up for 20 minutes after the show started.
Oh.
And you know what we do? We start at 4:30 or his 7:30 a.m. regardless of whether he's there or not. But none of this waiting around until everybody's ready and showed up. No, we gotta stay punctual, James. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
is-
people
I
from
don't
Was
know
he
what
late
you're
today?
No, I don't know.
I was
James,
only like
this
2
show
or
has a
3 minutes
squishy start time, so
very
What?
casual.
James, you got the IG going too. That's pretty impressive, man.
I know. You know, it's that fucking Geek Squad shit
It's
working out.
almost
man.
like he works in tech services.
Well,
but it's Best Buy.
the thing about the whole IG thing is I didn't have to explain it fully to him. It's like all he asked for was what title to use, and that's it. So when I saw the thing say you're live, I was like, oh shit, he fucking did it.
I mean, there's this thing called Google, and you just Google up how to do it, and there was a nice little informative video from StreamYard themselves of how.
A lot of times they're outdated though.
So, well, this one's new because this whole Instagram thing, I think, is new, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
it's less than a year old, so
But yeah, no. So yeah, no. The only thing I saw the title thing, and I was like, I don't know, do we title it? So then I just asked. You were like, I just put we're live, so I think that's what I put on it today was we're live, and that was it.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
tell you, Robert, my secret is this. I took after because I started at 4:30 and then I worked until it overlaps with my work, so I get off work at three in the afternoon. Then I went and took a nap in my recliner, as any old man should,
Hell yeah.
and just recharge a little bit. Now I'm ready for this.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's cool,
In
man.
fact, my spider sense tingled. I woke up. I said, "Look at it's 7:05. I should get up, get ready to watch low grades." As
And
again,
it still wasn't
as
on.
as anybody should, they should
Yeah.
just have that internal alarm that says it's low grades time.
Drug his ass in here with the sleep still in his eyes and shit. And just
Eating
Rob's
some
here.
dinner a little bit.
You know, it's funny because James does the same thing. Only he only has one show.
Well, he was eating actually while we were here.
Yeah,
The
dude,
first
that
15
was also impressive.
Yeah.
The first 15
What was
minutes
that?
was a boxed macaroni review.
Oh,
Yeah,
My-
I came home and Noemi had made mac and cheese and hot dogs for everybody. So shit, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, Brian. I'm looking forward to it.
That's great.
Brian was there for the morning stream this morning too.
I bet you he took like 2 naps before watching us.
I
It
took
was
a
on a
nap.
12-hour comic book podcast binge.
That's Rob's Friday, dude.
That's crazy.
That's dedication, though, man. I think that's great.
Yeah, I don't know why I do it. I just do. I somehow became the co-host of the show. It's my buddy. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, yeah. And it just became a thing now.
Yes, yeah. Well, I took over as co-host for him, so it's like just so. I mean, it's not that much earlier. I mean, I'm waking up. I start work at 6 a.m. anyways, so it's like waking up an hour early or something, really to kind of do it. And since I can do it while the first hour of the show, I kind of overlap with work.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
because 6 a.m. it's on the West Coast, it's pretty dead. I'm only dealing with a few East Coast people and mostly online. I'm mostly online to interact with my European team.
Shit. That's cool. You have anything coming up this weekend, Rob? Besides your show?
Just only slabs on Saturday. Definitely, we got Patron of Comic Art coming back on the show.
Yeah.
So for a second go round.
Oh, double fucking fisting. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people don't have that many slabs. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Well, then there's a lot. Then there's people I've had on 5-6 times.
Oh
so,
shit,
yeah.
James, would you be able to do a second show at this point?
Yeah, I showed 25. I have 100, so I can do 4 shows.
Let's go.
There you go.
Book them.
4 shows. He told me. He already reached out and told me when I'm ready.
There
Whatever.
you go. Man.
We, so that's how the show started, with me just going through for 13 weeks going through my slabs initially, and then it was now I should go if I ever started over again. I'd have to go much longer.
Oh, dude, you should get Hetty to do it. Oh no, he only has like 24 slabs.
And I fill the rest of the time with dick jokes and asshole hair jokes.
Well, there you are. That's it for this weekend. It's just that, and I'm gonna go to the tattoo parlor, finish off a tattoo, and
Oh, look at you! Holy shit! I didn't.
be my last one. I haven't had one. I started this one because my youngest wanted to get a tattoo. After they turned 18 and wanted to get a tattoo with mom and dad, and so we were kind of getting tattoos together. And it was like I hadn't gotten one in I don't know, probably been 15, 20 years since I got a tattoo. But I found the guy who's done all my old work. My first work with him, he was an apprentice. So when when I'm back there talking to him again, he's having flashbacks because he's seeing the history of his work on my body, up to now, get something current. But
You would look so nice with a skull tattoo, on your head.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a candy skull tramp stamp. I said, how did you know?
So you got Brian wants to come on when he completes the Nintendo Comic System graded collection.
Brian, all you gotta do is reach out, brother.
Brian, he's busy.
I'm busy that week. I'm washing my hair that week.
He's getting a tattoo that week.
Yeah, no, anytime, Brian.
Devin, you excited for tomorrow, man?
I'm so fucking amped. You have no idea. My backpack's packed. I got a couple of blunts rolled. I probably shouldn't sneak liquor in.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
But I'm definitely sneaking some liquor into the convention. I got a little comic. I got a little comic book roulette. So for whichever one of those fiends I catch up that I've never done that with, I'm definitely gonna make them risk the biscuit.
Yeah.
Nothing brings more joy to my heart than watching your guys' fiends' eyes light up when I give you good old fashioned Rob cream pie.
Hell yeah, dude. You know, I gotta say, man, I'm pretty excited too. I get to spend time with you and Cisco. Dude, it's so nice to be like, maybe now you guys could be like my homies, like for Southern California, instead of having to depend on James all the time, who's unreliable as fuck. You know, I can never get a straight answer from him.
Are you kidding? Look what my daughter just brought me.
Let's go!
She just
Yeah.
brought me fucking pancakes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was a cream pie, bro.
Nice.
Damn.
Nice.
Hey,
Me.
you're already eating breakfast for tomorrow. That's how fucking
told you, I'm
ahead of the curve you are.
Flacco going too?
That's
Let's
some prepping.
go.
Damn. Oh,
Wait, Flacco, I said what up?
Yeah, it's going down tomorrow, and I'm telling you guys, Comic-Con Revolution is such a better show than WonderCon. And I mean, we enjoy WonderCon. I'm not trying to take anything away from Anaheim, but Ontario's it's close. Everything's there.
I don't know if you're trying to be funny or
Who's trying to be funny?
Devin.
I'm not.
Are those facts? Is that facts?
Yeah, I swear, Comic-Con Revolution is better than WonderCon.
I don't know, dude.
The line.
I mean, just the fact that Revolution's in the IE.
I'm not
JD's
trying to take
been
anything
factious.
away from
Remember?
your lovely city of Anaheim, which with Disney and all its amenities, but easier. It's an easier attendable event, and there's better vendors and better artists.
Way more books, way more guests.
Hey, we should, JD, you should join us, man. I know you're not doing anything tomorrow. Let's roll.
Yeah, JD. Well, that'll be fun. Oh shit!
Not for you, because you're not going.
I know. I don't want to go.
Are you bringing the family?
Oh no, I'm bringing my daughter. So one of them.
One of them.
I can't wait to watch her drag you away.
Yeah.
She's great for like 3 or 4 hours, and then it's like, come on.
That's the one. That's the one. I already gave her the speech, man. So let's see how much my words mean to her.
Right back. I gotta go feed the dog. It's bugging me.
All right.
Brian, he said way more. He didn't say better. He didn't say better guests. He just said way more guests. So, you know.
Quantity, not quality.
Going to watch the Transformers movie again. What?
Oh, because I invited him for tomorrow.
Is that like one of those flashback cinema things?
I don't know.
Doing Transformers? I don't know.
You hearing anything on that Kong movie or anything?
It was so good.
It slaps.
Yeah, the King Kong versus Godzilla. Is that the one you're talking about? Or X?
Yeah. Did we get a Raiders rant ever on that?
No, I haven't done a Raiders rant in.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was so good.
I watched it twice because I went because I knew we were gonna take my boys, so I was like, I need to watch it so that I can actually enjoy it, and then that way when I bring them, in case they fucking go crazy.
Is it because of the non-favorite kid that distracts you?
Dude, that sucks. I wanted to see that food go in your mouth, Devin. What the fuck?
Bro,
I was waiting this whole time.
JD,
Yeah, I want to know how you eat pancakes.
I had to
dude.
wax my ass.
For tomorrow, right?
I wanted the cream pie to just glide off.
Rick, have you seen that video? I'll have to link it to you, man. It's fucking amazing.
Video.
I always get like snot videos from this guy. It's like always some dude, and I can't stand fucking snot.
Yes,
it's a reverse snot, like a reverse snot. It's like the other end.
Let's go. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Godzilla -1 better? Absolutely. That was some
That was
top
a
tier
moment.
shit right there. But Godzilla Kong X Kong for what it is good too.
You know what? I think I enjoyed it because I watched Madam Web right before.
Anything would have been better.
That-
A fucking asshole waxing video would have been better after that.
Oh
Yes.
man.
You just triggered Brian again, dude.
Hey, but I think there was a little Godzilla burnout because they fucking had 3
Yes, it
movies
is.
within like a year of each other. So people are sitting here like, do I want to be
That's
Godzilla?
good though, man. Right?
They are so very different.
Well, I've caught up on 2 of them. I had to ask about that last one if I was going to risk it. I just figured 3 out of 3 couldn't be good.
So you had the Kongzilla, and then you're going to Planet of the Apes. I mean, come on.
They're just gonna fight each other, man. It's just the two of them going at it. Although this time, you get the Scar King, who's a little different. Then there's the spoiler character that I won't tell you.
It gives them purpose, though, right? So it kind of explains why they are the way that they are.
I enjoyed the movie. I don't care. I don't.
What about you like Assassin's Creed, right, Anthony? Do you play those?
I don't.
Oh, I thought you did because they're coming out with a new one, and
So
a lot of people are getting upset about it.
I know. I forgot.
They're always coming out with one though.
It's been
Like
like
Fast and the Furious
what,
and
12
shit, huh?
years?
It's not been 12 years for an Assassin's Creed.
Dude.
What?
It's been like 12 years, dude.
It has not. It's been a couple of years since fucking. What was the last one? Valhalla? That was the most recent, or was it? I think so, right?
No, it was like that black ship one.
Yeah, I think
bro.
it was
Black Flag.
No.
Black,
You're talking about
Black-
Liberation, which
Black Seas.
came out on the fucking PSP and PS Vita and shit.
Black Seas, right?
Black Flag, which was the pirate one.
so do you know about the game though? Like why it's kind of causing a little bit of a ruckus?
Yes.
How do you
I
feel
know.
about that?
I know why it's causing ruckus. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know the history of the character because I've also heard 2 different points made on Twitter about it.
Yeah.
Basically, they're finally doing Japan, which is a really cool idea and a great setting for that game. And then a lot of people are upset because, well, there's 2 main characters, although, again, I've seen some things on both characters. So there's 2 main characters. One is a female. So you already know how I feel about that part.
Yeah,
So
I was just gonna
So,
say.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
there's a female.
I mean, do you know James, Rick? I mean, fuck.
That's hard mode. That's how you activate hard mode in the game.
There's a female.
Oh, I know all about James. Isn't he a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, let's just say James doesn't have a hard mode, Rick.
That speech
So
was
there's
epic, but-
I think her name's Naue, right? Is that her name?
Yeah, but so I saw something that like someone was upset because apparently it's her father who's like the actual like one with the history, and that they're taking her father's story in real life but making it about her. I don't know if that's true or not. Again, this is Twitter.
Well, so the story behind both of the main characters is kind of like there's not like too much
Right.
like actual history for them to even really base it off of. So a lot of it's just them just creating their own fan fiction,
Okay.
in my opinion. That's how I feel about it.
That's fair.
But I know a lot of people are upset because
So the other one,
one of the other one, go for it, dude. You
the
got
other
it.
one is a black guy, and so people are not happy because you get a Japan setting Assassin's Creed and you make the character black instead of a Japanese man. So he is supposedly, again, from some of what I saw, what is he, like the first
He's the first black samurai.
samurai,
like
but then people are saying that he
or
wasn't
foreign
actually
samurai, I think is what they actually say.
reporting.
So-
Though, do you think?
No, foreign.
Oh, and then, but yeah, people are saying that like he wasn't actually a real samurai. He was like with some, I don't know what they call him, king or leader or whatever. And then that guy got booted. And yeah. So I don't know. But
There's not enough like information to really like go back and like prove like this is accurate, but it is like there is like some like resemblance of a story
Yes.
regarding these specific characters, and people are getting upset just because of like how woke it's supposed to be, but it's actually, you know, somewhat historically accurate.
It
He
is,
didn't
and it's
take a
you know,
Japanese wife and stay there in Japan and raise children and have like a long life and shit. Like the dude didn't just die a samurai and shit.
Practice Karma Sutra.
yeah. It
I
just
think
I get it.
I don't think
asshole
that's
blueprint.
Japanese, dude.
Yeah.
So what bugs you more, James? That there's a female character or a black one?
Okay, first of all, I have no problems with the black character. Let me go ahead and just put that for the record.
Well, I'm just
Let's
I'm
go
just
ahead
trying
and
to.
get that on record.
Hey, easy,
Wait.
Last Samurai, okay?
I
Fucking
don't
Tom
mind
Cruise
it.
over here.
I understand that they're trying. I could see it from both sides because I could get that they are trying. I had to be clear, okay? I had to be very clear there. I understand that like they're trying to, maybe tell you a story that you're not familiar with or something. But I totally can also understand people being upset because this is the setting that people have been wanting the Assassin's Creed franchise to go for a long time. For a long time. So if I'm one of those people that's like, I have been wanting this and I finally get it, and then you're telling me that I'm not just getting a Japanese samurai man, like I can understand being pissed
Yeah,
off.
right. You get a female and a black samurai, but there's no like Asian samurai.
Yeah, like I could understand being pissed off about that. I get it. Also, I would say
It's like like you're playing a game with mobsters and there's no Italians.
yeah. Well, it's also from, okay, so if you're trying to make the argument that, they're turning woke and they're trying to, show this representation.
Thanks, James.
Okay, are you trying to say that a Japanese man and Asian don't need representation in the series too? Like, so it's kind of like
Maybe they should have just had cameos.
it is kind of a slap in the face to that culture as well because that's what they've wanted. They want to be represented.
Maybe you'll get
And
some
they're going to
downloadable
be
content.
represented just in a different way.
So I'm the kind of guy.
Hold on.
if I'm
What type
playing
of
a game-
DLC are you talking about?
I don't know, maybe like a white guy, Tom Cruise, Last Samurai, so that you could have one more person that wasn't of Asian descent be a character.
Oh man.
That's how you disrupt all of the everybody.
Dude. American Ninja skin, bro.
Yeah.
Chris Farley.
So when I play games and I have the option to choose gender, I normally always choose a female.
That says a lot about
Good for
you.
you. Good.
It's a lot easier to look at that character's ass when they're running.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying, dude. Like
That's what
I
everybody
enjoy. I mean, if you prefer looking at a dude for like anywhere from like 4 to 10 hours,
I do.
which is like
Yeah.
generally like a game storyline. And I mean, I play WoW. I played WoW for years. Always played.
You're staring at a torrent ass for fucking 3 years, dude.
That's what this guy was doing.
Curious to know
This
what kind
guy
of
was
porn
looking
you
at
like.
cow butt. All Rule 34, dude. Whatever is in Rule
I know.
34, I'm for it.
But what body type?
There's
Thick
no limit
with
on
2
that.
C's.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I normally always choose female characters anyway, so I'm not like too against it. I guess because it is like a story and you have to choose between two. I kind of get it, but
I thought
mean,
you were gonna play in both.
I think you can choose. I don't know like fully yet, but
I would. The only reason why I think you wouldn't be able to choose is because they're gonna have two totally different stories. Like you're trying to, unless they just like glance over their past, right? Like they don't give you like a setup of the character's history, and then they kind of just like throw them into
Intertwine
the
them.
world. Then I could see that. But like if you're gonna live out their life, they're gonna have two totally different lives.
I hope they have two totally different ones because I feel like you would want that perspective when you're playing the game. So having the option to make a choice on how you want to play the game, even though it is kind of limited, but I think that gives so much value to a game, and its replayability. Like if
For
I
sure.
play a game and I choose a black samurai, he's gonna have a different. I mean, I don't know how like real or in depth, but dark skin ain't like really kind of looked on as like good, like even just being tan, like.
Or what?
So I don't know how
What's happening?
accurate.
What's happening right now?
Well, I'm just saying, like I don't know, like if that's
Now
going to
we
be a
missed
part in the story, but it'd be interesting if it was like if it is something that's different, just like being a female. Like, are there even female samurais? Like, I don't know.
Probably
Back
not.
then, was that a
Doubt
thing?
it.
So it's like some Mulan shit, right? It just adds some dynamic to the story, different perspectives that are both going to be challenging perspectives as well.
Raging.
That's all your followers, dude. What the fuck? That's 100%.
The views of Ricky Lopez do not reflect the views of the low grades.
Well, I mean, it's not anything that I condone, of course. Like I don't
Of course
see the
not.
world in that way,
Right, of
but,
course not. You're
but
just
I
very
think,
much looking forward to playing and seeing that happen, though.
well, it's interesting, right? It's interesting. I think it.
I mean, I never really thought about it until you talked about it.
Well, I don't know what the story is going to be like, but the stories can be pretty like dark, and sometimes it does touch. It's never like in depth to where like you're playing, I don't know, Sex with Hitler or something. Like it's never anything like too
what?
crazy because it's like
That's going to a dark spot.
well it's an actual
Exactly.
game.
At least it's narrated, right?
Here's a hint. Never go take a shower with them.
But it's a pretty dark game, and these AAA titles, they don't really like they touch it. They touch those topics very, or at least I feel like they try to touch it very tactfully, or they just don't touch it at all.
Yeah.
And I think the story gaming isn't kind of what it used to be. I feel like
Well,
no.
I'll just say this. That's why I've never played an Assassin's Creed game. So that's my stand.
I loved them. I loved the first one and then the whole Ezio arc. That's some of my favorite gaming ever. And Black Flag was cool. And I kind of like dipped out like one or two after that. One of like the Paris ones.
But was a flag actually black?
Yeah.
Why has it got to be
It was.
black?
I don't remember.
Partially.
I mean, that
it
one,
has
that
some of
game
the
upset
base
people a lot,
best
too.
combat.
Why did it upset people?
Because you're a Caribbean pirate, and then you were a white guy, and then
I am the captain now.
On top of that, spoiler alert, they also decided he wasn't even an actual assassin. First of all, he found like a dead assassin and stole his clothes, didn't he?
Oh,
play
Stolen
that one?
Valor. Stolen Valor assassin.
Pretty much, I'm almost positive that's how it started. Like he was on the run, and then he like found. I remember playing it. It's been a while, but
He's on
he
the run because the
found
cop's got his gun.
like
right
an
now, it's time to
assassin's
have some
gear,
fun.
and he put all his gear
That
on.
is his name. What?
So yeah, I mean that game had some controversy to it too. But well, actually, shit. Now that I think about it, they've been having controversy because then you get the third one, and they're like, it's gonna take place during the George Washington era, and people are like, oh shit, hell yeah, and then it's a Native American guy, and people were like, what the fuck about that? So I mean, technically speaking, they've been having some controversial stuff. So I guess now that I say that out loud, it makes sense, and it's not very surprising that they're going this route.
But I think the story is going to be the big punch. So I imagine Twitch is going to have like a huge, viewing base for it, along with all the other streaming platforms, probably YouTube as well. And I think if it goes well, then I think it's going to make pretty good money.
SD.
All right, here's the thing. Let me just say this.
SD. I said that was the general reaction.
The genital reaction
to realizing that that's what that game was going to be about. But go ahead, Robert.
Here's the thing. I'm a super woke ass person. You agree?
No. But go ahead.
Wait, come on, dude.
Come on, dude.
Anyways, when I'm playing video games, the last thing I want my video games to depict is historical accuracy. I don't like.
Uh,
That's what video games are about, making shit up, and like unless you unless it's designed to
unless
be.
it's Oregon Trail, in which case then it was all about historical accuracy.
If
Except
it
for
was
type
even in
bang.
Oregon.
It was a trail going to Oregon.
But like, I'm not sitting there saying like, oh, like you play Medal of Honor. That shit ain't accurate. Like, you know, um, you remember Medal of Honor, right? Like,
yes, I get what you're saying. I do, and I agree to an extent. But the point of Assassin's Creed games has been to try and take history, like actual history, and then tell you it through this perspective of there's this secret war of assassins versus Templars that's going on that we don't know about. And so, like, for me, number 2, I think, it was one of the Ezio ones. Number 2 was like amazing. And there was these little like mini games that you had to try and collect, and when you collected them, you had to put together a puzzle, and then the puzzle kind of like told you stuff, and it would tell. So, for example, it would show you like, I'm just gonna throw this example out. It would show you like the fucking picture of the Last Supper, Jesus and all them, and then it would like zoom in and show you that fucking Judas is sitting there at the table and he's got a knife concealed that you never saw. Like it took actual history and then kind of like changed it a little bit, and to make this lore of this war going on between these two sides. So in this franchise, you do want a little bit of accuracy. So then it can get kind of messed around with to fit the lore.
I dig that.
Again,
Never played it, but I dig it.
I love the first ones. Now the last ones, okay. Yeah, I think it was the second one. Yes. So it's just shit like that, and it was just awesome. And it was like there's these artifacts, and then you would see that these artifacts are hidden in real world shit, in real, like
I mean, it's no Duke Nukem, but I mean,
like behind a Whataburger.
But it's interesting. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'll be honest, this is probably the one that's going to make me jump back into the franchise, because I am one of those people that would love to see this game in Japan, and like how that all portrays ninja, samurai, like that's going to fit perfectly with this. So this is probably the one that will get me back in it. Now, hopefully it's good, but I don't know.
Anybody throws a fireball, just quit, rage quit.
But yeah. Are you gonna play it, Rick? After all that said,
I normally wait for games now. I try not to jump on like brand new games. I feel like it's kind of like buying a brand new car. It's like you're just kind of beta testing, and that's kind of what gaming is turned into now. It's always like, oh, here's a game, and then it's broken.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It's not even the full version.
Yeah.
That who's that?
Look how Cyberpunk was when it got released.
Yeah,
it's really good now. Yeah, it's really, really good now. Probably one of the better games out that came out, or I don't know, re-release, whatever they would call it. But I mean, they did work on it, and it's a really good game now. Really good story.
Yeah, Rick, who's that guy from YouTube? He was a big dude, and he would always rage. It was a fake rage, huh?
Francis.
So, do you guys know who I'm talking about? Francis.
298.
Yeah. Who took my Mountain Dew type of shit, But amongst his videos where he'd do these fake rages, he put out a serious video where he was talking about that, and that's where I, first of all, I was shocked that like that wasn't the real character. He was, you always thought that was, he was just an angry person, but for him to sit there calmly talking about like, things have got to change, guys. They're releasing these games, they're not even finished, and then they think they're just gonna patch it later on. Like this is kind of bullshit. We're paying $70 for unfinished games, and then you got to wait for the patches to fix everything. we're giving them the data for all these patches. Like this so it's not how it's
For free.
supposed to be for free.
For
Yeah.
free.
That's
You
software
remember watching
development these days.
well,
Yeah.
have
Not just
you ever
video,
seen
it's not just
Grandma's
video
Boy?
games. This
Yeah.
is software in general. That's how it's done.
Yeah, but I feel like with gaming, it's
I guarantee you, being in an industry that does software that's not gaming,
Yeah.
it's not just gaming. And
yeah.
am I,
Well, with software development, I mean, what you're trying to do is apply stuff to multiple like types of interface. Like you want, this to work with this. Oh, this just came out. So are we
yeah,
going to
and
have
I
any
get it. This is
compatibility?
its own little world, but I mean, it's still working
Yeah.
on multiple platforms and stuff. I mean, the worst is, my brother told me stories working for a thing where a contractor was making software for the government where they give the government the software for free, but they charge them for the maintenance.
Mhm.
So nothing gets released, done or fixed or
Yeah.
ready to go because
Yep.
there's no
Job-
incentive in it.
job
The video
security.
games are almost as bad. They've got to get them out a certain timeline and start making money because they got they spend so much time in development and costs just build up. Eventually they get to the point, the way these companies function, they're just about, we gotta start recouping money on it. And so they start releasing that stuff out there first and we'll fix it on the fly. And yeah, we're going to lose some people, but but we'll gain some as we get it fixed. Come on, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Go. Rah. And MMOs are the worst of them all.
Yeah, well, because there's so much like development that happens with the game itself, as far as like getting your character more powerful and then balancing that power. I kind of get that. I got the reason why I subbed for WoW. Not that I enjoyed every single change that they made, but there was a lot of change that just constantly happened, and you always
Yeah.
had to relearn the game every season now it's like every season, so every few months they're putting out big changes in the game. But that's a little different when you're buying like a single player game, and it's like you're talking to an NPC and he's like turned around, so you're just talking to his ass. Like it does. Oh shit,
Dude.
this guy.
We now interrupt your regularly scheduled
Yeah.
programming.
Look, if you
Dude.
want us to end the show and stop talking video games, just fucking say so.
I know.
Real quick, Devin, can you reenact with like how you watch this video?
What's up, Lord Chucks?
What's up, Lord Chucks?
You want me to do the Ace
It's a terrible
Ventura
time.
move where I turn around and talk out my ass? I must ask you a question. My
Sorry.
must ask you.
Glad everybody's seen that video too.
Worse.
Have you seen it, Rick?
Yeah, the
Oh,
whole
that's
thing. I think he has
Rob-
multiple videos.
Rob will email it to you, dude.
I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
Put it up
we just want to keep you in the know.
I'll put it in the big screen.
Yep.
Matter of fact,
gonna
well,
make its way into your
maybe
show.
I'll find a way when we're at Heroes to somehow broadcast it across
Full panel.
all of Heroes Con. Yeah.
Are you
Make sure
going
it's
to
in
Heroes Con?
high def.
So you guys need to download the video onto your phone, and then airdrop it to anybody at the con.
We got a guy that can do program some NFC tags that we can drop all over the place. That'll link right to it.
There you go.
It'll autoplay as soon as you bring your phone within proximity. They'll just start.
It'll also like just max out your volume as well.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Python.
But Rob, you're still going to Heroes Con, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I'm part of the Comic Screen Cancer has a booth at Heroes Con, so I'll be spending part of my time at the booth, part of my time shopping for comics, and then I'm also organizing the community hangout on Friday night after the con. Friday night, we're going to the Charlotte Beer Garden, and we got a dinner, a section reserved for us, and got food being ordered and everything else. Hang out and
Nice.
meet and greet.
Taco
YouTuber
Man.
meet and greet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for context, guys. Just for context.
That's no shit.
Yeah. That's not shit.
That's hair.
It's not. Yeah. Is it, Devin?
I mean, Let's hope it's not poo.
A little bit, like small amounts, I imagine.
It could be a good blend. Let's
Yeah.
give it a 20. Let's give it a
Give it a taste.
20%.
Give it a taste.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
80% hair to shit blend. It's a good ratio.
I mean, I remember hearing that everybody generally has like a peanut size little nugget in their chonies.
Dingleberries.
Yeah, you know, give or take. If you had Taco Bell or not.
Back to Heroes Con though, I hear that's going to slap because of one specific thing that I'm interested in about this is the first time in like 5 years CGC will be on site slabbing and grading and authenticating signatures on site. And
I hadn't heard that they were doing the verification. I know they're doing witnessing.
Will be there, and that's like the big reason why I swooped up tickets.
I don't know why you would necessarily. I guess if you're bringing something, maybe because otherwise, why wouldn't you just get a witness while you're there and give it witnessed? But because it would be cheaper to get it witnessed one than it would be to get it paid for signature verification.
No, it's going to be a madhouse. Every person on the East Coast who's got a fucking book that's signed by Rob Liefeld at some fucking side event somewhere is going to be in line getting their shit authenticated.
It could be. I mean, I mean, that con has so much going on there, and there's so many artists and whatnot. So it's definitely be crazy. I'm sure Friday the CGC booth will be packed with people doing drop offs. I know a lot of people wanting to do stuff to get done right then and there. I know that at Shortbox Live, the Heroes Con, they weren't even doing on-site grading. They were just doing drop-off stuff, and they had the line there was huge for CGC, the whole freaking con. It was nonstop. People lined up to drop books off.
It said anything in the modern tier will be done by the end of the convention, and you can pick it up on Sunday. Anything in the high value, 1,000 and above, will be done in 3 hours. Could you imagine walking in there with a fucking comic and walking out 3 hours later?
I could because
Rob, there's no custom labels. I'm sorry.
It's all expensive though, right?
Well, not really compared to your shipping. If you were to ship it to them and pay for shipping back and everything else, it's not. It comes out being about a push. Plus, you get the advantage of you're right. Then there's like Heroes last year. Remember, I picked up my Avengers 1 there. My Avengers 4, my GSX 1, my ASM 129. I picked all those up at Heroes last year. I mean, I could have, and they were all raw. Well, actually, no, the Avengers 1 and the Avengers 4 were already graded, but the GSX and the and my ASM 129, I could have had them done right in there. But they're not doing. There's no press and clean, so it means the book's got to be in good
clean
condition,
and press before you,
or else it's going to be low grade enough where you don't care because you don't clean and press not going to do it any good. Although I still believe in having them cleaned, if nothing else, but so that way, you're encapsulating a book. I like to have my books preserved, ready to be preserved before they get encapsulated, rather than trap all kinds of garbage in there and have it eat away at the book. But
that's me. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes because if it's successful, I mean, you can expect them to do this at every convention from San Diego.
They used to. They used to do this at
on the West Coast. I don't believe.
At the big cons, they used to do this. And this was one of the, when COVID hit and they stopped doing that. That's when all of a sudden they went crazy with all the on-site signature events and stuff, was because they had all this staff that wasn't traveling around going to all these cons and doing all this stuff, and they could do all these other things. But they used to do, all the big cons used to have on-site grading.
And I've been going to Comic-Con for 10 years and they've never had on-site slabbing.
Really?
San Diego's never.
Maybe San Diego. Okay.
You know why I think it's prevalent on the East back in the day? Because Florida and CGC is located right there. I think it was a way easier possibility.
That's fair. But because there's a lot of supplies. You got to bring all those supplies and stuff out there because you got to bring all the labels, all the encapsulations. It's not just flying some graders out there. It's all that equipment that's got to go as well too. So that's fair.
Imagine the insurance that goes on shipping that shit back. Get the fuck out of here. That's an insurance agent's dream.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would imagine some of those cons where they're doing pickups and stuff, they've got fucking armored cars hauling shit back. At least
Yeah.
I'd like to think
As well.
they're not just loading up into the local USPS through the Atlanta hub. Oh, it'll be there in like
Away
10
from
weeks.
Turning this into a conspiracy about the Heat movie and comic books.
Well, Devin, you bought your tickets so quick when you found out CGC was doing that. Is that the main reason why you're going, or?
I literally just got the tickets today,
Oh,
and
nice.
I put an offer in on that Spider-Man 1 signed by Eminem, and there's fucking there's one CBSC 9.6 that I'm pretty much like officially getting shipped out. Now I'm just hoping that when I show up to North Carolina and I get this shit slabbed and graded, that it still stays fucking 9.6, you know?
Oh, hopefully I'll see you while you're there.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna toss one back with you at the beer garden.
He's busy.
And try not to blow any smoke in your face.
Devin doesn't care. He'll blow smoke wherever he wants.
Not in North Carolina, but I'll be calling Rob to bail me out. They took my fucking comics. They fucking locked me up.
Just go down the street. There's at least a cigar shop. You can go hang over there.
Is
Maybe
it not
it'll-
legal
maybe
there?
Maybe it'll cover it up. I don't
I
know.
mean-
I don't think it's recreationally.
Yeah, definitely not in Carolina.
Damn, dude.
But yeah, that's the first. That'll be my first East Coast show that was
Dude,
worth attending, in my opinion.
That show is going to change your opinion of what a freaking Comic Con should be.
Yeah, you'll blend right in. You're already white.
It it is it's a big floor. You look at that map and it's 80% of the floor is dedicated to comics. I mean, there's over
actual comic convention.
Yeah, there's very little pop culture stuff there.
Not a female on site.
And I mean the number of it, I would probably say 45% is comic book vendors, and 40% is comic book creators, and then the rest of it is
Cosplay.
some other pop culture stuff and cosplay groups and CGC.
Wow.
I could smell the musk in the air from here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, last year when I was there and I picked up like all those books, all I did was look at walls. I barely had time to flip through bins of books.
Oh, walls. I thought you said something. My bad.
The wall books, yeah.
Yeah.
3 days. You could not go through all the bins in 3 days.
You couldn't have seen all the walls in 3 days.
Barely.
Well, Devin, I want to live vicariously through you. If you ever see a Gwenpool cosplayer, just take a picture with her.
No, I got your back. I'm gonna kidnap.
You don't have to
her.
be in it. Just send it to me.
Bring
Hey, Rob,
back
can your
home
wife
for a
see?
little photo shoot? I got you.
Can you see Rick? Can you see Rick?
Huh? Yeah, he's gay.
You wish.
Yeah, North Carolina is completely illegal to possess, sell, or smoke.
Whoa, dude. You
I'll still fly in with some from LA. Trust me.
you'll eat it. You can eat it though.
Why don't you just sell it, make a profit, dude?
Are you gonna be off soon? Like 10 minutes?
And get our man locked up.
No, trust me.
I'll bail you out, dude. I got you.
I had to trade my fucking signed M&M book for bail money.
I know books. I'll sell you Doctor Doom. He's like, what the fuck?
He already know. He's already got his in his head. He already knows what books of mine to sell to get me out of jail. That's a good friend right there. Like, I didn't even know we were that deep, Rob. But that's respect right there.
Well, that before the arcade cabinet for sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to sell them. All he has to do is give them to the bondsman as collateral, so you don't lose your books unless you skip.
Were you here?
No,
Were you here when James priced this out earlier tonight?
No.
Bro, four racks was what I saw on eBay. They didn't have any sold.
Oh, the game. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Thank you, X97.
I know you didn't pay 4 racks for that, right?
Fuck no, I've had this thing for like 10 years.
That was shipped.
Yeah. Yeah, free shipping. Mhm.
Oh yeah, that is because
Bro.
of the X-Men show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the prices at Heroes Con are freaking great. I mean,
Really?
Yeah, because
yeah.
you don't live in California, you can you can afford to fucking give
Can
a
you
little.
haggle though?
Yo, absolutely. And
Get him even lower?
they will work with you, and they, especially if you're playing cash, man. Those it was fun. It was the craziest freaking thing I've ever been to. It was by far one of the best shows as a comic book collector I've ever been to, and I'm sold for life, man. I will make
Woo!
my trek to Heroes. It's
That's
worth the
getting me
plane
fucking
ticket.
pumped.
The only thing is you have
Oh,
to be
I can't see what
cognizant of-
Devin comes back with, dude.
Here's the thing, though. You have to be
Make us
cognizant
proud.
of, right? Is either you're going to have to plan to ship stuff back, or you got to be careful. Like I was just doing what I call big game hunting last year when I was there. I'm only getting really big books because I didn't want to carry I had no way to carry back hundreds of loose floppies and stuff, right? Unless I paid to ship those things home, which you can do. There is a FedEx facility right there in the convention center, so you can pack and ship stuff. But whatever you want to do, even big game books, man, I was getting crazy deals on books. So I mean, I paid less than $500 for my ASM 129.
Oh shit.
I mean,
Do
it's a
you think?
4.0, but I mean, it's still.
Do you think
It was
they'll have the Spawn NetherRealm variant there?
I have no idea what that even is.
Oh,
What is it about the East Coast conventions and the culture that make those events more comic oriented? And once you get out here, fucking in LA and Hollywood shit, everything's all pop culture-y, fucking
You just said
cosplay.
it. 'Cause we're
It's
so
not
woke.
just East West thing. It's actually who's doing the event. So this is Heroes Con is an event that's put on by a comic book store out there, right? Heroes comic shop. Whereas if you're on the East Coast and you go to New York Comic Con, you go to one of these other one of these what are the big con people that put on some, the Galaxy Cons or the I'm trying to remember who the hell does some of these other ones. So anyways, these big convention companies that just have them all over. Fan Expo, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, those are still going to be pop culture events because they're trying to just cater to a broad range of people and commercialize it. So there's tends to be less of them, and their booth prices are higher. So where comic guys are like, oh, I can't do that. But thank you, yeah, Brian's the Fan Expo. That's exactly.
It's a Fan Expo, Rob.
Thank you. Delay
Hey,
in the
Rob,
system. I get it. Yeah.
Fan Expo.
Oh shit! I was just trying to figure out who that was.
Sorry.
That's good.
I love repetitive comedy.
What are you, James? What do you think?
They're called callbacks, dude.
I'm gonna have to take a guess and say Fan Expo, aka Wizard World.
Nice. So yeah, any of those cons, even on the East Coast, they're the same thing as they are out here. They're super pop culture-y. But when you get like Baltimore Comic Con, which is one of those ones that people talk about a lot, and Heroes Con, and still Motor City Comic Con to a degree, so they're a little bit more. They're not big corporate conventions, and so they tend to be a little bit more focused on or rooted somewhat more in comic book culture.
And where these guys on the fucking West, these vendors are seeing 10 fucking events, a quarter. Those guys out there, it's their only moment to get rid of their big bangers.
There's some of them. There's a lot of them out there, and you can drive. Their region might have it, but I mean, you can obviously drive from one state to the next state very easily out there, right? It's like us driving from Fresno to LA. They drive that, and they go across 3 states. So they have a lot of ability to move around there. But here we get, I think, and Brian could probably talk much more about this than I could, but we have less big cons out here, and so they have to rely a lot more on smaller cons, and you have to dig and find those, and those can be hit and miss as to whether or not how much pop culture element versus comic book element there is to them. Some are better than others. Obviously, the Berkeley Comic Show is phenomenal because it's just comic books. But some of these other little cons, they try to be just small versions of like these big cons, and so they end up being 50% or more Funko Pops and plushies and stuff than actual comics.
So, Mr. J,
What up, CJ?
he's got a kayak to his cons. So,
Mm.
no, I don't know, man. For me personally, I feel like the shows are. What the hell happened?
This is a repack the bong.
He's done, dude. He never says bye.
He's like, nah.
Hit the wrong button.
No. He just leaves like that, dude.
Yeah,
He's
most of
like,
us.
I'm done, and fucking pulls out wires and shit. But like for me, the shows are where it's at. I have better luck there. I know. I mean, which helps. I know some of more vendors at shows than a convention, and I just to me it's just like a big hangout. You know what I mean?
They are, but for me, it's also opportunity. Like I can buy, obviously you can buy all kinds of books online these days, super easy, and I do.
Yeah.
But I don't like to buy expensive raw books online because photos. I don't care if somebody puts 16 photos there or not. You can take the angle of the photo with your lighting and hide things, make it look like I'm giving you detailed photos. And it turns out that you're hiding stuff and you don't get what you think you're getting. Whereas at least when I get the book, if I go there and I got the book in my hand and I can look at it and I can pull it out of the bag and board and look through it, make sure it's on me if I miss something and it shows up later, and I'll take that and I'll be fine with that. I can live with it. But if I buy a book online and they're saying, "Oh yeah, it's in great condition," it's and I look at they got like 3 or 4 pictures, and I go ahead and spend $800 on a book, and it comes back and it turns out the back's all scuffed up and stuff, and I'm like, I feel bad.
This guy. So did you accidentally hit a switch or?
No, I
Robert?
took a bong rip and I just woke up on the floor and I wasn't on the show anymore. I don't even know what happened.
One pill.
No, my fucking internet reset for the whole house.
Oh shit!
The kid.
Do you remember watching that video where that dude takes that big rip and then he just passes out? It was like it was like 20 years ago, dude. This dude just records himself taking like a huge bong rip. He has like a huge fro, and he's like some big dude too, and he takes like a fat rip, and then he just starts coughing like crazy, and then he just falls over. It's probably one of the
all this
funniest
makes me
videos
want
that
to
I-
smoke. Let me try to recreate this for you.
Recreate it. It was a fat rip, dude.
Was it that type of bong?
No, it was a fat. It looked like a 10-footer, dude.
Oh,
It's probably
that's not 10 feet.
like 3.
Damn, look at that. You make smoking weed look so cool.
I thought he was gonna say gay.
No.
That was when you hold the bong like this. Hey, you get the little.
Rob gets it. He's definitely smoked before.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God damn it, boys. We covered some
Yeah,
shit.
Caroline, this is a exclusive panel for people who didn't duck us on Fortnite. So
Oh, that happened for real?
I have it.
Well, I mean, she wanted to win, so she played with me
I guess
Was it today or yesterday that happened?
yesterday.
2 nights ago.
Man, you're just trying to fucking.
This panel's actually for people with facial hair and James.
James is just trying to game though,
But did you actually download it, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, James.
How
Are
come
you
you
so?
didn't play with them? That's
Me?
weird. Yeah.
Cause he fucking squatted up with fucking Geek Squad and shit. Come on, man. I got a reputation. I can't be fucking seen with that type of
See you
squad.
tomorrow, Cisco.
Yeah, hey. Yeah. See you tomorrow. All right. Think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Devin.
Can we call that an episode?
3 hours in.
It was good
We
enough
got
for you?
Thoro in the house. What's up, Thoro? Good to see you, brother.
What up? What up?
We had one show, then we had the second episode once Robert joined.
I know.
Did the
Usually we'd
Ross
start.
recap?
Usually we do the intro all over again and shit like that, but nah. All right, you wanna end it, James? Since you started it,
Sure. Let's go
because
ahead
I don't even know what the fuck happened today. To be honest,
Oh, you don't know what happened? You didn't get to
no.
see this?
Oh,
you weren't here for this?
okay.
Oh man, I thought you were here for this.
No. Nice. Who's it signed by?
Dan?
Oh no, you gotta get. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
Oh, what a letdown! Oh
Wow.
yeah, that's cool.
Sorry,
Wow.
I only gave you the biggest shout out when I fucking sucked your proverbial cock on
Yeah, you
air.
No,
Right.
because when you said Dan, I was like, wait, what does he have to do? But yeah, he's good.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Sign us off
Oh.
before I make myself look even more humble.
All right. All right, go
Yeah,
for it,
no,
James.
we had a good show. Thank you guys for joining and carrying us on while Robert was leaving us. But no, it was fun. We talked X-Men 97 for like a good fucking 45 minutes. So that was very nice to get all that out. Been holding it in for 10 weeks now. So yeah.
You finally got a release.
Yeah, that was nice. And thank you for joining us, Rob, later. And Rick, nice to talk. I was going to say nice to talk video games with you, although I'm pretty sure that segment's definitely losing us some followers. But it was still nice while it happened. But
I mean, maybe now, but when the game comes out, it's gonna put it back in the algorithm, and then you guys are just gonna spike back up. That's what's gonna happen.
People will be like,
If I were to guess, I would guess that this was a good show today.
Thanks, dude. Thanks. Yeah, it actually was a really good show. But yeah, no,
you handled it, bro.
It's not my first rodeo with you not being here.
No, I'm just saying, dude. That whole IG thing just made me feel like, hey, dude, this shit's going down.
Robert feels
it's happening.
He's like a father whose son just
dude. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, they grow up so fast.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, it's really not that fucking difficult. I don't know why he stresses about it every damn week, but
because he's like a dad.
Hold on, let me just ask you: did you have to stop the show and then do it, or did you do it?
I talked and I walked us all through me trying to learn how to do it together.
Okay.
Like I was talking to everybody.
There's a difference because when I do it, I try to be all seamless about it, which doesn't happen. But doing it in the beginning is like, what am I doing? You know what I mean?
I had never done it. I knew everybody here knew I had never done it, so I was like, "We're gonna learn this together."
Nice.
We had food to eat.
And then Cisco told me, made sure that I was live. So, because, that's a whole other thing, making sure we actually are live on there. But
he is good for that.
Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, no, other than that, you guys have fun at your con. I'll be just chilling this weekend.
Hey, you know what? I'll be taking more days off on Fridays, honestly. So
that's fine. But yeah, no, it was good. Hopefully, Sunday NASCAR Chronicles of Reddit goes well. Unfortunately, this past Sunday, my boy had the win, decided to crash at the end, and then he got punked on national television. But we're not going to go there. Yeah. But anyways, till next Friday, guys. I appreciate you all. Headphone users, turn that shit down because we out of here.
All right, guys. Low grades for life.